Pittsburg State University, 88 drone video, mobile heat and air, Pregame telephone, and cross-run control.
And we welcome you to a beautiful Friday afternoon in Webb City, Missouri, as it will be a border war. And just the fact week against Chanute, he was used sparingly. He went 3 for 7, 75 yards, and an interception, but he's already flashed absolute brilliance under the tutelage of head coach Nicholson. And we will go ahead and step aside and bring you back with some coaches' interviews. It will be head coach Tom Nicholson for the Purple Dragons, as well as the Cardinals head football coach and John Roderick. Listen to more action here on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters, as the Purple Dragon football team and Cardinals are set to square off.
Instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-Power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Headquarters, Jock Snitch Sporting Goods. Check us out in downtown Pittsburg and Park.
You got the sports look of today. Sporting goods from Jock Snitch.
Does your current checking account pay you up to $15 per month? With Common Sense Checking at University Bank, you can earn up to $15 per statement cycle. 10 cents for each swipe. Convenience that pays at University Bank. Branch GMB. Member FDIC.
To performing major surgery. Plus, Dr. Clark has boarding, grooming, nutrition, and wellness checkups. Dr. James Clark can provide that loving member of your family with the treatment they deserve. Call 620-308-6454 to set up an appointment or simply visit petcarecenter.org. Pet care and surgery, making a difference.
Now, back to Dragon football.
Eddie Lomchek back on Pittsburg High School pregame. The Dragons over in Webb City to take on the powerful Webb City Cardinals tonight. I had a chance earlier this week to speak with Webb City head coach John Roderick. Webb City is 4-0 on the season, and what really stands out is the matchup of Pittsburgh's offense that has scored so prolifically so far this year, and the Webb City defense that has allowed just 29 total points in their 4 ball games.
First play in Terrell Cabal, maybe a fourth down or two, and then again they get the ball back and have a long and they still possess the ball. Before we got it before the end of the first quarter on our third possession. Yeah, it was kind of a sometimes you score real quick like that, and you wonder if your kids don't relax a little bit or just think, oh, okay, this is going to be whatever, and they just have a tendency to let down maybe or just I don't know, maybe relax too much. Don't play with that sense of urgency like you'd like them to the whole time. And then the second quarter was really unusual. We go in and we get a couple interceptions, and then we had some real short drives, and I think we scored 34 points in the second quarter.
Coach, when you look at a couple of things here, I think back to your first game with Carl Junction. You guys had a goal line stand, and then the other night you're talking about Willard controlling the ball in the first quarter. How big is that mentally, though, for your team?
That never give up, never quit, never give in, never until they cross the goal line, you're battling and you're fighting. I think more than anything, it develops that mindset with your guys. Although we'd like to have 3 and outs, I kind of sometimes when those games like that happen, you kind of ask the guys, are you guys just wanting to play more? Or is that why you're giving up first down? Or, of course, Coach Smith did the defense, and they they've got the advantage, and then pretty soon you make a play because you can play with confidence.
And get behind teams. And you mentioned Terrell Kabbalah, just a sophomore, but obviously you go to him and he delivers with that 80-yard run on the reverse. Talk about despite how
he's just learning. He's kind of learning the corner position. Never really played it. And he said last year, was probably the first time that he catches in the game, as I recall, last year against Pittsburg High. And Terrell's just one of those guys with his hands early in the game.
Well, Pittsburgh comes over there this week. You renewed this rivalry last year. Obviously, with Joplin joining your league, some things will change in the future. But regardless, this is a game in the area a lot of people look forward to because of the historical stature of both programs. Pittsburgh scoring a ton of points. Let's start with that. What do you see when you look at this Pittsburgh offense?
Versatility. They're very versatile on what they do, what they can do. And, you'll see, anywhere from 2 tight ends, I-back, quarterback under center to, 4 wide and chunking it down the field. There are certain things that we, even going back when we used to play Pittsburgh, and, I know stats change and things like that, but, they still have a lot of really good football players in Pittsburgh, Kansas. They got some good skilled athletes. It's one of those things, when they kind of jump into formations, change formations, you have to be as a defender, you have to understand that. And, it's so hard to try to, get your kids the right mindset. If you see trips and you're a defensive end, and you've been playing, you've been squeezing, and all of a sudden they get in trips, and you got to know, hey, I better get upfield and keep the quarterback contained here, or he's going to light us up. There's a lot of little things that you have to learn as a player that some kids, you think it's easy, because you coach, but really a lot of little things like that, down distances, formations, a lot of those things I think will dictate and predicate what they're going to do. So our kids have to really not just play well and play smart, tackle well, but they got to be in the right place, and they got to understand down and distances and formations and things like that this week. But, Chase Curtis, gosh, man, he's got a heck of an arm. When you watch him, he's a real smooth athlete, and there's not a ball that he can't throw. It's really tough to defend, and that's, sometimes if you can be real patient.
And let's not forget
I had no idea you did that.
That's what I said when I learned CDL does more than just electrical work, like plumbing, heat and air, security cameras and alarms, generators, solar panels, even signs for my business. CDL really is one company that has a solution for about everything in my home and business. Learn more at cdlsolution.com.
Any general machine work and offers 24-hour record service. Call Payne's anytime, 231-3170. Payne's Incorporated is located at the intersection of West McKay and Highway 69 Frontenac Junction. Payne's Incorporated in Frontenac is the driveline specialist.
Now back to Dragon football.
And we welcome you back to Hutchinson Field. Cam Molina joined by PA 37-21. Are your guys still elated going into practice this week after the Labor Day weekend? And if so, can you describe what the emotions are like?
There, that by the time we had left the school Friday, we needed to be. So, we were very proud of our kids' effort. I was extremely proud of the coaches' games. Week 1, we had a turnover, we had penalties, we had some missed assignments, missed tackles, but but overall, I mean, their effort was outstanding. The energy, the focus, the competition was outstanding. But that game's behind us now, and we're preparing for a pretty explosive and dangerous Chinook squad in week 2.
And, Coach, when you describe, yes, we did pull out the victory, and we are looking forward to our next matchup, I think you bring up an excellent point.
Deserve kind, humane, and loving treatment. From a simple checkup or rabies vaccination to performing major surgery. Plus, Dr. Clark has
first trucks and some semi-tractors and trade from certified technicians for all major and minor repair jobs, and they can deal directly with the insurance companies taking.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with us, where your family and time matter.
Great quality food products to areas.
And we welcome
still filing in, Cam. We're going to have ourselves
Curtis, other than quite the exemplary runner, and not many teams give him credit.
A phenomenal job being the senior leader that this Purple Dragons team needs him to be. And, you know,
well, we also preview this Purple Dragon offensive club. You look at Jelani Long as he headlines the very long list of halfbacks laid in at the fullback spot, but his production exemplary. Just a beautiful carousel that this Pittsburg High Purple Dragon team.
That's a dynamic thing to have. This is a stout Cardinal defense.
AT attempts last week. You have to get.
I don't know. I mean, I couldn't tell you, Cam. I'm just excited.
To a rowdy 3-4 defense that sometimes runs a hybrid, and they will put down 4 defensive line positions, 6'2", 240 pounds. That's a monstrous to play other positions offense to prepare for.
And, Cam, I've said this all year, and I'll say it again and again. Defense wins championships. You know that a great defense makes an even better offense. And so for the Cardinals, it's looking good. I mean, they're proving that. They're 4-0 this season. I believe they won their last game 55-10. So they really are doing a great job on the defensive side of the football.
What also helps this team is not just excellent coaching by John Roderick and the rest of the coaching staff for the Cardinals, but the fact that there are 31 seniors on this team. I think you talked to me earlier about I didn't even have 31 players on my team at high school, so that is an outstanding number to have on a squad, a very veteran-laden bunch. But as you mentioned, Avi, 4-0 this season. How about the first victory of the season at home against Carl Junction, 27-12. Obviously, Carl Junction has some phenomenal athletes, and to take a club like that down by a double-digit score, that is quite impressive. And then Carthage after that, a 21-point win against Republic on the road, a 42-point lambasting. And then last week versus Willard on the road, 55-10. So far this season, Webb City has outscored their opponents 152-29, which plays back into the narrative of this defense is stalwart.
Are they playing on Madden, Cameron? Is that difficulty on easy? That is insane statistics that you just read to me. But yeah, we couldn't talk enough about it. And then that one stat that just keeps blowing my mind is 31 seniors. That is just amazing. You know, that's something really good to have, because you have that many leaders to look up to, listen to, and get advice from. And then not only that, but they are leading the way for this Cardinal team, and that's something you want to have.
I think it's an excellent point to bring up. For example, Terrell Kabala, who we will see later on this evening, an outstanding athlete. Coach Roderick has sung praise about him, even in his coach's interview, saying that he's learning at that quarterback position. He is a very noteworthy wide receiver. He's 6'1", 180 pounds, that prototypical two-way player that can play in the secondary but also catch the football. And to have leaders that he can look up to and ask questions, that's indispensable.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just what you want at that wide receiver position, is someone who will just go up and get whatever football is thrown at his way, no matter what the cause is. And so I'm really curious to see how Cabal plays today. It's going to be interesting. And I'm just ready for both sides of these balls to have, both sides of these teams to have just a good matchup.
Well, both clubs are at center field currently, stepping on the Cardinals logo, which has a teeth-grinding grimace to it with a yellow beak and obviously the red feathers masking the head. The Purple Dragons are in their white away attire with blue numerals and lettering, and have the giant white P on the right side of the helmet. And for the Cardinals bunch, their Cardinal red uniforms embellished with sky blue numerals and lettering outlined with white. The coin toss will be in favor of the Webb City Cardinals. They will defer, so the Purple Dragons will receive the opening kickoff. And for Pittsburg High School, it is paramount and absolutely imperative that they get off on the right foot. It does not mean they had to put up a touchdown, but they have to get off on the right foot and establish something offensively.
And here's the biggest factor, Cam, is that this is their first away game. They've been home both games, and so that home crowd is something good to have. But this is a different ball game. We're in Missouri. We're in Webb City. They haven't seen anything like this yet this season, so this is going to be a new introduction for them this season.
Well, playing each other last year, it was a 28-7 victory for the Webb City Cardinals, which, as Eddie Lomchek of ESPN 100.7 said during the coach's interview, that this is a rivalry that has been sparked up once more. It's been reignited, and the border war between Southwest Missouri and Southeast Kansas is coming to fruition right in front of our eyes. How about this? 13-13-2. That is the all-time record between Pittsburg High School and Webb City. 13 wins for Pittsburg High School, 13 wins for Webb City, 2 draws. This is the rubber band match in essence.
What a better game to call tonight, my friends, than the rubber match. That's a stat I didn't even know about. So this will be something to keep your eye on.
It will be Grant Burkett set to kick it away. Back to return for the Purple Dragons. Standing at the 12-yard line will be Jelani Long, and flanking him towards the far side of the field, I believe, is Joel Kafka. From our vantage point, it's somewhat obscured, so I apologize. But we are ready to begin this matchup. 2 undefeated clubs, the Cardinals and the Purple Dragons, begins now. Good kickoff by Burkett, and it's picked up from the 12-yard line. Rolling towards the left side of the field, trying to pick up steam is Corbin Jefferson. Jefferson at the 30. He crosses the 34 to the 35-yard line. He is still in Purple Dragon territory, but the Dragons Football Club has good field position to begin their first offensive sequence. We will see Chase Curtis talking with head coach Tom Nicholson as he bounds out onto the field. And with a sterling offensive line that coming into the season was deemed as undersized, have really surpassed all expectations. A very speedy front five. And when this club runs the I formation, they have Ty Cicero acting as an extra defensive or offensive lineman, and Jarek Butcher, the defensive lineman / linebacker, is also in the contest, and it's going to be a strong set immediately for Chase Curtis, who lines up under center with Brandis Evans right behind him. Handoff is to Evans, but a flag immediately comes out, and maybe some early movement on the offensive line for the Purple Dragons.
That's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a false start against the Purple Dragons. They had one guy jump out a little too early. I believe that one's going to be called against number 58, Dalton Gromer. No, that can't be Dalton.
Digressing, still it will be 5 yards back. So first down and 15. The ball is on the 30-yard line of the Purple Dragons. So hit the reset button. Here is the first offensive play as Curtis comes out with a 4 wide receiver set, 3 offset to the far side. Jelani Long to the left side of Curtis. 3-man rush shown by the Cardinals. Quick wide receiver screen caught on the right side by Brett Rolfson. He's quickly slung down to the turf after a 2-yard pickup. It will be first down and 13. Or second down and 13, I beg your pardon.
Interesting thing that happened there is the tackle was made by the defensive end, Elijah Robinson. So the bubble route receiver screen did not go for much as the DN picked it up. And one thing, Cameron, that I've seen on the first 2 plays is this defense will show that 3-4, and then all of a sudden you see the linebackers coming up immediately looking like they're on a blitz.
Shotgun formation for Curtis. He sends Jelani Long in motion from right to left. Offense for the Purple Dragons moving from left to right on your radio dial. Handoff to Brandis Evans. He'll plow forward and surges through the defensive line for the Cardinals for a sizable gain of about 3 to 4 yards, which will set up a 3rd and long situation, but maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. And with this 3rd and long situation, this is where Chase Curtis shines.
Yeah, an interesting play call right there is just a little halfback draw. It would actually got some more yards, but however, he tripped up on himself and he fell down. So here's a huge 3rd down to start the game.
Shotgun formation, 4 wide receiver set, 3 towards the near side. Curtis will roll out to his right side, quickly throws the football, caught by Sutton. Sutton's in the open field and dragged down at the 31-yard line for a loss of 4 on the play. Zachary Sutton escaped from the pressure of the quarterback on the right side of the offensive line, but was quickly wrapped up by a herd of Cardinals, which will bring up a 4th down and 15, a loss of 4 on the play.
Cameron, did you see how fast that Cardinal defense got to Chase Curtis, the quarterback, as Chase will punt the ball off here? But man, that was lightning fast. And here's Curtis with the punt. He's going to do the rugby style.
Rugby-style punt takes a hop at about the 39-yard line of the Cardinals. It continues to trickle forward as Corbin Jefferson will recover the football inside of the 25-yard line at the 27 of the Cardinals. So a waste of good field position on the first possession by the Purple Dragons offensively. And we will see the likes of Cash Link take the field, the starting quarterback for Webb City. So far this season, 10 touchdowns, over 680 yards of total offense. He is a threat offensively.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup, but we've talked about how under the radar this Dragon defense is and how stout they have been. They're going to get pushed to the limit here because this is going to be an interesting matchup.
From their own 27-yard line, Leak will immediately turn out hands right up the middle, and being stymied on the play is Will Larson, the senior halfback, as he ran into a brick wall of Purple Dragons defender, and a good stop on the play made by Daniel Eichenberger.
Well, you and I have seen this offense already. It's that Navy offense, the speed option, triple option set right there, and there's just a quick handoff to the fullback as they got some momentum right there. So now 2nd and 7 to start out for the Cardinals.
Extra lineman on the play will be a strong right formation. In the backfield is Larson. One receiver towards the near side of the field. Handoff to Larson. Once more Larson trying to trudge through the defensive line, but being forced back by Jared Butcher on the play all the way to the 25-yard line. Butcher stands up, claps his hands, and now a flag comes out at the 26-yard line. Butcher full of ire following the play and disbelief.
And I'm not sure what Butcher did exactly. It might be a taunting for the unsportsmanlike conduct, but no matter what, that's going to be a free 15, and that's going to move the chains for a first down.
So Jarek Butcher with a mental mistake on the play. He would have forced Larson back maybe a yard or two. It would have set up a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and the Cardinals would have had to dig deep into their playbook, as although Cash Link is an excellent quarterback, his arm maybe not as reputable as his legs, as he's throwing just 51% on the season. It is an unsportsmanlike penalty, and it will be a 15-yard variety, moving the football closer to midfield. Ball is placed down at the 46-yard line of the Cardinals.
And so just like that, instead of what could have been a 3rd and 8 for the Purple Dragon defense, it's now a 1st and 10 with the Cardinals knocking on the door to get on the other side of the field.
Well, now the head official is currently pausing the time as he waves his hands back and forth, signaling for the press box, and I believe his mic has come unattached. But the Purple Dragons offense to begin this contest stalled out with 3 and out, and it seems that the secondary for this Cardinals team is quite hectic and chaotic, swarming to the football with relative ease. And now following a Jarek Butcher unsportsmanlike conduct penalty will give the Cardinals 1st down and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Play resumes. Cash Link will line up under center. He has offset backs. The left side back will be Lawson. It will be a read. Cash Link quickly sniffed down and dropped as Daniel Eichenberger once again is there on the play. He was able to swim past the senior offensive line and make his way into the backfield for a loss of 1.
Well, there's some great momentum right off the bat of that negative penalty for the Purple Dragon defense. Is a great play right there by Eichenberger to make a stand on that huge 1st down.
2nd and long scenario. And Cash Link has yet to throw the football. So far on the season, 18 of 35, 316 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 wide receivers towards the far side of the field, split backs. Larson moves over to the right side, and I think Larson moved too soon as a flag comes out by the backside official. 3 penalties combined already between these two teams. 2 on Pittsburg, now 1 on the Cardinals. It is a false start on Larson, which puts the football further back for a 2nd and 15, 2nd and 16 situation.
Well, and I think Cash Link might have heard you up here, as you said they weren't going to they haven't thrown the ball yet, and they were going to on a slant route right there. However, a little antsy were the Cardinals, and that's what got the false start. So now, instead of a 2nd and about 12, now they're looking at a 2nd and 17.
We talk about the experience of this Cardinals team. Lost last year in the quarterfinals to Harrisonville 27-21. Who Pittsburg State beat in week 1 as Link lines up under center. He has offset backs in the backfield. Immediately turns around, stuffs it right into the belly of his halfback, Enduran Henderson. Henderson breaks it off as he swivels towards the far side of the field. He's at the near side of the field now. Crosses the 35 into Purple Dragon territory out at the 34-yard line and makes a monstrous gain of over 20 yards.
A huge run right there. Didn't see that coming, to be honest with you. I was figuring a passing play was going to happen for the Cardinals. That's what happens when you run this offense, is that it is dominant run, and that's what they prove is they got a huge first down, and now they are in Dragon territory.
A 24-yard sprint from Henderson gives the Cardinals a first down inside the 35-yard line of the Purple Dragons. Lone wide receiver towards the far side of the field is Jaden Gallardo, I beg your pardon. Offset backs in the backfield. Link lines up under center. Strong right formation. Link turns around. It will be a handoff to Larson. Larson cuts in between two Purple Dragons defender. He skates inside of the 20-yard line and is stopped maybe at the 22, inside the 25-yard line to the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 12 yards and a first down for the Cardinals once again.
So that was a fake fullback dive, halfback counter play that worked out perfectly because Jarek Butcher blitzed the fullback dive, and therefore the middle was wide open, and that was a great run. And now the Cardinals on back-to-back first down plays.
Alex Gaskell will check in for the Cardinals. Under center, once again, Link. A total of 6 down linemen for the Purple Dragons. Hand off to Henderson as he sweeps towards the outside of the field. He's cut down at the legs in a good open field tackle made by, I was unable to see the number, so I beg your pardon. And I believe that's Joel Kafka, and it is.
Mm-hmm. Great tackle by Kafka, reading and sniffing that one out. And so trying to stop as much as momentum as these guys can as you see 3 Cardinals jog on the field to get the next play.
So Kafka does an excellent job of neutralizing the play as Henderson saw the end zone, which is sky blue with Webb City carved out in the end zone in blood red lettering, embellished with a white outline. It's a 2 wide receiver set. Link will line up under center. The near side receiver on the play is Alex Gaskell. Under center, Link turns around, fakes both ways, looking for Gaskell, who's running a post route toward the back of the end zone. Overthrows Gaskell, and on coverage was Rolfs. And Drew Rolfs did a good job of making sure he was at the right place at the right time to make Link think a split second longer than he initially wanted to, and ultimately overthrew his intended target.
So there's the first pass by Cash Link, and it was a great play action. If he would have threw that one on the dot, that would have been an easy touchdown for the Cardinals. However, just a little bit too much for his man, as Drew Rolfs was all over it. It had to be the perfect throw or it wasn't going to happen.
3rd down and 10. 6:56 remaining in the first frame of action. 0-0 is the score. Link will line up under center. Deuces towards the near side of the field. Gaskell, the slot receiver. Under center, Link. He turns, rolls to his left. It's going to be a screen caught by Larson. Larson pushed out near the 20-yard line as he's wrapped up by a plethora of Dragons. It will be a 4th down. And now I believe it's Chase Johnson who's wanting a flag on the play. I would not see why, as from our vantage point, it seemed like a clean play.
Yeah, it was just a fake left halfback screen to the right side. And no question here, the Cardinal offense is going for it on 4th down. So a huge momentum play here in this first quarter between the Purple Dragons and the Webb City Cardinals.
4th down and 8. Cardinal Stadium is shaking at its foundation with stomping feet. Link throws a fade route back at the end zone. Gaskell jumps. Does he come down with it? It appears that he has. Touchdown, Webb City Cardinals. Link with a gorgeous throw from the 20-yard line of the Purple Dragons. That was a design play, one-on-one matchup towards the near side of the field. Rolfs was beat for 6 points, 6-0. Cardinals lead it with 6:11 remaining in the first quarter of action.
Goal line fade at the 20-yard line, just lobbing it up to his man. Great defensive play by Drew Rolfs. However, it was just an even better play for Webb City, and now they will take the lead 7-0 with the kick being good.
The kick splits the upright to Sergio Perez, the sophomore halfback / place kicker. Completes the point after touchdown. 7-0 is the score. The Cardinals strike first in the Battle of the Border. ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters, steps aside and will bring you back more action from Webb City, Missouri.
If you're in the mood for shopping, visit Pittsburgh's Meadowbrook Mall. Pittsburgh's original one-stop shopping center has a lot to offer. A great variety of clothing and shoes for the whole family, a large selection of gifts, sporting goods, events, and entertainment, plus terrific places to eat, and you can enjoy the newest movies in 8 theaters. Shop the comfortable and convenient atmosphere at Pittsburgh's Meadowbrook Mall. There's always something happening at Pittsburgh's Meadowbrook Mall.
Now back to Dragon football.
The ball will take a hop at the 10-yard line and go out of bounds, so a flag will come out on the play, and the Purple Dragons, for the second time in this contest, will have decent field position.
So here's a interesting penalty right there, as this will move the Purple Dragons up in a good territory again, as you mentioned. And so now this will be a pivotal drive for the Purple Dragons, as they need to get something going, because you saw how dominant that Webb City offense was.
So offensively, last time out, here is the drive for the Purple Dragons. They started off with a false start, and then it was a 2-yard completion between Chase Curtis and Drew Rolfs, and then Brandis Evans rushed for 3 yards, and then it was a negative 4-yard pass from Curtis to Zachary Sutton, which resulted in a punt. The Webb City Cardinals converted an 8-play, 72-yard touchdown drive between Link to Gaskell from 20 yards away. 7-0 the score, 6:11 remaining in the first quarter. Curtis immediately finds Sutton as he takes the snap. He is down at the 40-yard line. It was a quick hitch route for 5 yards, and then an absolute arsenal and litany of Cardinals swarmed to the football to make the stop.
Cam, there was 10 Webb City Cardinals in that little pile right there to make the hit. Only one guy was standing away from that play. That shows you how quick and how fast this defense wants to get to the football anytime it's there.
5-yard pickup sets up a 2nd and down from the 40-yard line. Ball spotted in between the hash marks. 4 wide receivers set. 3 offset towards the near side. Curtis will immediately run into Corbin Jefferson. Curtis has to take it himself on the read option. He's wrapped up at the 38-yard line for a pickup of 2. It will set up a 3rd and short situation for the Purple Dragons. And I guess so far the theme of this contest, Avi, is the Cardinals' defense attacking without any sort of hesitation.
Yeah, they are quick and hungry, and they are showing how fast they are. As Curtis was actually supposed to do a speed option with Corbin Jefferson, and Jefferson ran a read option, so he went inside, and they collided with each other. And then luckily Jefferson was able to help be a lead block for him. So here's a huge 3rd down for the Purple Dragons.
4 wide receivers set, trips offset towards the far side. Curtis takes a snap as he triggers the play, throws it over the middle to wide open Zachary Sutton. He stampedes forward to the 25, the 20, 15, 10, stays on his feet at the 5, dragged down at the 1-yard line. A gain of a total of 48 yards, and the ball is placed at the 1-yard line.
So Cam, we talked about it before the game of how much praise this quarterback Chase Curtis gets, and he was under pressure. It was a quick throw and a wide open throw to Zachary Sutton, and now just like that the Purple Dragons are at the 1-yard line.
And I beg your pardon, it was a pickup of 57 yards. So that will bring up a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Chase Curtis makes his way over towards the sideline, as I think Coach Nicholson may burn a timeout in this situation. Score 7-0, 4:30 remaining in the first quarter of action. And finally, a timeout is being called, to my knowledge. And that will be the case. There's no official signal until this very second. I think Coach Nicholson was allowing the play clock to wind down. But 4:30 remaining in the first quarter of action. We will keep it in Webb City, Missouri. Score is 7-0. The Purple Dragons, following a 57-yard pitch and catch between Chase Curtis and Zachary Sutton, have a 1st and goal scenario from the 1-yard line. As we already talked about the Cardinals' defense, their offense last time out, Avi, phenomenal, as they were able to convert an 8-play, 72-yard touchdown drive as Cash Link hooked up with Alex Gaskell from 20 yards away, and this offense not afraid to run a running play even when the Purple Dragons are stacking their defensive line up front.
Yeah, and I think the key thing there was the Jarek Butcher 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty. That was a game changer, because it could have been a big 3rd down, but instead it was a automatic 1st down and moving the chains. So now here is the same thing, but we're flipped to the other side. So now it's the Purple Dragons who is attempting to do something.
First down and goal, Chase Curtis and company out on the field. I formation, Jelani Long, the deep back. Chase Curtis takes it himself, but he is immediately met by a brick wall of Cardinals, but a second effort pushes him into the end zone. I think the officials are still going to spot him down at the half-yard line.
So that's an interesting play call, because the whistle was not blown, and they were still going like it was still a live play. So that play has been very successful for Chase Curtis and company. However, unsuccessful here as they gained maybe half a yard, but now it's a 2nd and goal. What a stop by this Webb City defense.
And the Cardinals defensively scurrying to the point of attack and have absolutely locked down anything the Purple Dragons have tried to run in between the tackles or in between the guards. Curtis breaks out of the huddle. He has Evans directly behind him. With Jelani Long as the deep back, Curtis takes it himself, trying the exact same play. He bulldozes into the end zone, and no doubt this time he is in for a touchdown. Score is 7-6 as Chase Curtis, who completed a dime to Zachary Sutton to make it a 1st and goal, will take it in himself, pay back the man who set up the play.
Just another quarterback keeper call. This time he actually went a little bit to his right side as it was looking like it was going to be another holdup, and then, however, another offensive plunge by the Purple Dragons, and now here's a chance for the tie of the game.
Nathan Neef is the place kicker with Ty Rourke as the holder. Rourke raises his right hand, snap, kick is down, and in between the upright, and it is good. A flag on the play at the 5-yard line, and it was right at the peak of the offensive line and the beginning or the base of the defensive line. And I'm interested to see what the call is because there was a body for the Cardinals that had tumbled forward. And I think one of the Purple Dragons players had either dragged him down or the Cardinal player had tripped over himself and dragged a Purple Dragon player down, in which case it could go either way. But it's 7-7 the score. 3:41 remaining in the first frame of action. A congregation is currently being had at the 5-yard line, and it's a personal foul call against the Webb City Cardinals, which will most likely be assessed on the kickoff. 3:41 remaining in the first quarter of action. Chase Curtis dives into the end zone for a touchdown. We are all tied up at 7 here on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters. We are back in 30 seconds to Cardinal Stadium.
Advanced technology, comprehensive quality care. That's Canar Eye Care. We have the newest technology, but we never lose sight of what's most important, our patients. Eye care has changed dramatically in recent years, and we've been there for you every step of the way. At Canar Eye Care, patients spend time with doctors. Total eye care from contact lenses, including bifocal contacts, treatment of disease, and surgical co-management. Canar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
Mary, welcome back to Webb City, Missouri. Alongside Avi Sharma, I'm Cam Molina with Heath Adkins and Shelby White back at our KSHQ studio. As Nathan Neef is set to kick the football away, he will place it on the tee. It was a 5-play, 65-yard touchdown drive that resulted in a Chase Curtis 1-yard touchdown run to cap off the drive. Curtis hit Zachary Sutton for 57 yards, and that was the bulk of the yardage that set up the scoring drive. Nathan Neef ready to kick off to 2 men awaiting the kickoff return as Terrell Kabbalah will take it and kneel it in the end zone. Kabbalah, just a sophomore, and as we talked about in our pregame, Avi, Kabbalah, high praises from this Webb City Cardinals coaching staff. And John Roderick, that is some words you should take to heart, especially if you're Kabbalah, seeing that Roderick has spent over 20 years with this team and has seen a lot of brilliant players in his time.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just something that will get a smile on your face and just make you want to keep working harder and harder. And so that was something that if I was a player, that would just get me excited and want me to keep playing.
3 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in the first frame of action. 7-7 the score. Ball is spotted in between the hash marks at the own 20-yard line of the Cardinals at a handoff. And plowing up the middle will be Henderson. He will gain 7 yards on the run to bring up a 2nd and 3.
Did you see how quick they got those yards right there? Just an immediate fullback dive right up the gut. And got him some strong positive yards. So now it's a 2nd and about 2 for the Cardinals.
And when you look at the offensive line for this Cardinals team, on the roster, senior, and they use their experience and strength to blow past the defensive line for the Purple Dragons. Cash Link keeps it himself. Following the snap, he's able to maneuver and stretch past a few Purple Dragons defender, and he reaches the 39-yard line for a gain of 11 yards and a 1st down for Webb City.
So what you're telling me is 5 of the 31 seniors are on the offensive line for this Webb City offense. And here's the key thing, Cameron. They are running no huddle, so now they are going to pick up the pace.
2 wide receivers set, aces on each side. Link turns around, tries to deliver a strike on a comeback route that falls incomplete. Coverage on the play by Brett Weimers. Weimers, a junior, checks in at 6'1", 150 pounds.
So comeback routes are very, very hard to predict and be a corner against because you just never know when that ball's coming at you. You have to read the wide receiver on those plays.
Second down and 10, ball in between the hashes. Link keeps it himself. Purple Dragons trying to scurry and make the stop. Shuffling over to make the play is Ty Ciceros. He's able to wrap up and drop Link at the 48-yard line of the Cardinals. Ball is 1 yard shy of the first down. And actually, yes, it will be 1 yard shy of the first down. So a 3rd and 1 following Link's 9-yard scurry. Under center, Link again. He'll hand off to Henderson. No, he fakes it. He'll keep it himself. Fake pitch outside to Larson. Dives forward past the midfield marker and is wrapped up at the 46-yard line. He picks up 6 yards on the run.
Guys, the ball came out actually there, and it was recovered by Webb City. But that's going to be a first down. That's that triple option again. So it was a fake fullback dive and actually a fake pitch as well as Link took it himself.
Link will line up under center once more. One wide receiver on each side. He reads the play. He'll hand off right to the belly of Larson, who will plunge into the defensive line for the Purple Dragons, but quickly stall out the play near the 40-yard line at the 38.
That was Jarek Butcher on the tackle, and Butcher, as soon as he made the play and he heard the whistle, he put his hands up. He acted like he was innocent. He walked away and got ready for the next one.
Second down. Under center will be Link. With 1:54 remaining in the first quarter. Offset back. Link looks right. Tries to deliver a pass. Ball's tipped up in the air. Joel Kafka tips it. Hot potato play. He comes up with the interception at the 35-yard line. Joel Kafka with the state of mind to keep his focus honed in on the pigskin. Was able to wrap his claws around the laces of the pigskin and bring it to his torso as he hit the deck. It will be Pittsburg High School football at their own 35-yard line.
Man, what concentration by Kafka. As that ball was up in the air, it was a perfect slant route that was going to be caught and be some extra yardage. But Kafka getting in the way of it after a tip ball, and he almost dropped that one.
1:47 to go in this first quarter of action. 7-7 the score. Chase Curtis with offset backs, Jelani Long and Brandis Evans. It will be a handoff to Evans, and Evans is chopped down at the knees. And following the play, it looks like a horde of Cardinals was sashaying to the football that seemed to be loose at the 40-yard line. Officials blow it dead at the 39. It was a pickup of 4 yards, 2nd down and 6, and that's what Brandis Evans brings to this team, Avi, is the ability to power run in between the guards and pick up hard-earned yardage.
Yeah, and you got to love that. You got to love having a running back who's your power back. You got to love having a speed back, and you love having a one-cut back, so just a great offensive weapon to have for the Dragons.
3 wide receivers set. Curtis comes with the shotgun for the right hash. He'll roll over to his left side. He delivers a strike down the middle of the field to Dylan White. Dylan White with the breadbasket catch at the 5, and he'll mosey into the end zone for a Pittsburg High School touchdown. Score is 13-7. Dylan White, who had a masterclass performance week 1 against the Harrisonville Wildcats, strikes again in week 3 on a beautiful dime that went a total of 61 yards, and Chase Curtis has found his man this season.
Cameron, that was an absolute beautiful pass by Chase Curtis. My goodness, when 18 and 4 are on the field, you can put 7 on the board. That was a beauty to see right there, my friend.
3 Cardinals hang back on the PAT attempt. Nathan Neef races his right hand. Rourke does as well. The snap, the kick is held down. The kick is up in the air and it splits the uprights. But following the play, Neef looked like he was undercut, and a flag is down at the 18-yard line. And Neef is very slow to get up. And it looks like as Neef was kicking, he had a player run into his plant leg. Neef is being assisted up, and he is hobbling.
Cam, I actually think that's his kicking leg that got hit there. Definitely something you don't ever want to see. Kickers taking shots like that is something very serious and something that you never want to see. Hope that Neef is all right, as he's barely limping off the field right now. He's hurting.
So following that play, the kick went far left, and it was no good. So the score is still 13-7. Coach Nicholson is now sending out his special teams unit. No, he will bring in Chase Curtis for the 2-point conversion. Nathan Neef is on the sideline being tended to. He's talking with one of the coaches, and I think he's going to sit down with the training staff. But this is a 2-point conversion attempt. Curtis will come out in a shotgun formation. He'll have Jelani Long to his right side, trio to the near side of the field in the wide receiver positions. Curtis will roll right, pressure coming, lobs from the backside of the end zone. It falls incomplete on the fade route attempt. So instead, it is just a 6-point deficit as the Cardinals are able to mitigate the 61-yard touchdown bomb from Curtis to White. 13-7 the score, 1:05 remaining in this first quarter of action, and this is the epitome of a border war. Southwest Missouri, Southeast Kansas butting heads in Webb City, Missouri. We will step aside 30 seconds to bring you back more action from Cardinal State.
Jocksnitz has all your hometown needs to get you geared up for the football game. New Pitt State gear has already arrived, such as hats, tees, sweatshirts, license plates, koozies, and even tees for your dog. We are your stop to make before headed to tailgate. There's only one Gorilla Nation, and there's only one Gorilla Gear headquarters, Jocksnitz Sporting Goods. Check us out in downtown Pittsburg and Park.
You got the sports look of today. Sporting Goods from Jocksnitz.
Now back to Dragon football.
Chase Curtis, as a senior, as we know already, is quite the masterful passer, and he was able to exude that as he completed a 61-yard trebuchet rocket to Dylan White, who was running down on a seam route for a touchdown. Nathan Neef was hit on the leg, unable to complete the PAT. So now as he's on the sideline, it will be Dylan White kicking the football away. The ball soars high in the night sky in Webb City, Missouri. It will be Henderson taking the ball from the 19-yard line. He's wrapped up around the left leg and dragged down as Brandis Evans assisted on the play. The primary tackler on the action was Marcus West.
And Cam Neef is still on the sidelines getting looked at as they were stretching him out. Hopefully they could see him being okay and getting back out there. But a great defensive stand by the Purple Dragons last time with that interception. They are known for causing problems. They have a couple interceptions themselves this season. And so now here is a statement drive for the Webb City Cardinals.
The Cardinals with 59-6 remaining in this first quarter of action. Hand off to Henderson. Henderson at the 50. He'll over one. Purple Dragon defender. He's at the 40. He's towards the far side of the field. Jordan White. This will be Dylan White has to make the diving tackle at the 20-yard line to save the touchdown.
Well, that was quick. Right down the field come the Cardinals. And so now they are already at the 25-yard line, and they are wasting no time. They're getting on the ball. They're running hurry up, and they're wanting to score quickly here, Cam.
Henderson, a 43-yard run, and actually it was Dylan Jordan on the stop. Link takes himself, but it looks like the ball is loose. Link quickly recovers. That would have been disastrous following a gorgeous run by Henderson. It was almost wasted, and for not.
That almost could have been even worse for the Cardinals, as it could possibly been another turnover, and that's something they don't want. But however, they're again no huddle. They're wanting to keep going, and I say, you know what? Keep giving Henderson the rock right now. He is hot.
6-point differential. Purple Dragons lead. Ball on the right hash mark. Link will try to keep it himself, but he is forced down to the ground. And Daniel Eichenberger is a standout performer already in this contest. We've only experienced one period of action, but he has 3 tackles, 2 for a loss. 6 seconds on the clock will whittle away, and that will bring the end of the first quarter here on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters. The Purple Dragons on the road against the #1 team in the Central Ozark Conference, potential state title candidates, and an undefeated Webb City team leading by 6 points. We will head to the top of the second quarter following these messages from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. More action from Webb.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you've become part of something more.
We're a family of Crimson and Gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong.
At Pittsburg State University.
Cardinal Stadium at one point was in an absolute frenzy following a touchdown from the Webb City Cardinals. But since then, 2 unanswered touchdowns by the Purple Dragons, and the red-cladded Cardinals fans have been quite silent so far. As Link, to begin the second quarter, will hand off to Larson. He bulldozes past Jarek Butcher for the Purple Dragons. It is finally taken down by Ty Rohrig at the 15-yard line as Larson skated forward for an 11-yard gain.
So we had the great run by Henderson, and so you got a key on him. And so what happens, they run a counter play, and they give it to their other dominant running back, Will Larson, and Larson gets himself a good chunk of yards, so now it's a 2nd and short.
So a medium situation currently. It is 4th down and 1 as the lines crew and the press box were not on the same page. Link will hand off right to Larson. It'll be a gang tackle made by the Purple Dragons. Joel Kafka as well as Jarek Butcher there on the stop.
That's going to be enough to move the chains. So now a first down and 10. They're about up the 15-yard line. Everything's looking good for Webb City right now.
13-7 is the score. The Purple Dragons lead it by 6 points as Chase Curtis has scored both touchdowns, 1 on the ground and 1 through the air as he connected with Dylan White. Link will line up under center once more. He has an up back towards the near side of the field as well as a wide receiver towards the far side in Simmons. It will be a handoff to Henderson. He has a lead man in Larson. Henderson cuts back. He tries to weave in between the Purple Dragons defenders. It sledges into the end zone for 6. Henderson with eyes in the back of his head as he was able to maneuver towards the near side of the field and skated into the end zone for a touchdown.
And Henderson with the Le'Veon Bell type running there. He was looking for a gap as he ran to the outside, then he looked inside, saw himself a hole. He took advantage of it, and it got him 6 points.
So the score now 13-13, and an opportunity for Perez to make it a tie, or rather to take the lead. And moving early on the near side of the special teams unit for the Purple Dragons, I believe, was Dylan Jordan. And it is encroachment on the special teams unit for the Dragons. 13-13 still the score, and Perez will re-kick. But Avi, we've seen the Cardinals dictate the ground game in this contest. Larson and Henderson, a dynamic 1-2 punch.
And that speed option is just absolute killer. It's so hard to predict who's going to get the ball, and it's a game changer.
Perez pumps it in between the uprights. It is good. 14-13 is the score with 10:55 remaining in the first half of action. We have a slugfest in Webb City, Missouri. ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters, returns momentarily to Webb City.
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our text alert program and we'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
Now back to Dragon football.
Henderson, absolutely a phenomenal athlete for this Cardinals team, as he is a heralded player for John Roderick. And Durand Henderson, 6'1", 175-pound junior, absolutely shredded the Purple Dragon defense within the 10-yard line as he evaded several tacklers en route to a 10-yard touchdown rush. 14-13 the score, 10:55 remaining in the first half of action. Alongside Avi Sharma, I'm Cam Molina as Perez sends this one away from the left hash mark. It flies through the night sky. Corbin Jefferson awaits the football to drop at the 9-yard line, and he is undercut on the play as he soared through the air, turned in the air, and then fell right on his back at the 11. An amazing tackle near the legs on the play by Jordan Rogers, the senior linebacker for this Cardinals team.
Well, I don't blame the kick right there. I thought it was going out of bounds as well, and so thought it was going to be a free penalty and moving up the chains, but instead it was not. A luckily bounce right there to stay in, and just a great tackle.
A serendipitous bounce, as you say. Perez adding a little bit of flair to the kick. Backspin pinned Corbin Jefferson and the Purple Dragons within their own 15-yard line at the 11. And Chase Curtis has his club in a huddle at the 4-yard line and beginning their drive from their own 11. Offset backs in the backfield. Brandis Evans to the right of Chase Curtis. 2 wide receivers to the left side of the field. Curtis will take the snap. It's going to be a read option. He cuts it between 2 Webb City defenders. He marches forward past the 20, inside of the 20, all the way to the 24-yard line, a gain of 13 on the sprint.
Well, there's your breathing room right there, as the Purple Dragons now don't have to fear about being almost in their own end zone, as now they're past the 20-yard line. Great read option by Chase Curtis, just taking it himself, and he got a great amount of yards to get the first down.
A substitution for the Cardinals as Cole Dedman enters the contest, 6'1", 180-pound senior. 3 down linemen for the Cardinals. 3 linebackers spread out. Curtis will roll to his left side. He looks downfield. Pressure coming, and he is sacked in the backfield. A Purple Dragons offensive line that has held their own throughout a majority of the season, absolutely overwhelmed by Elijah Robinson, the senior.
And Elijah Robinson is going to be a difference maker. He has been a problem already a bunch this game for the Purple Dragons, as they cannot stop him.
A loss of 9 on the play, and the gargantuan loss makes it a 2nd down and 19. Pittsburg High School at their own 15-yard line, 14-13 to score. The Cardinals lead by a singular point with 9:50 remaining in the first half of action. 4 wide receivers set, trips towards the near side of the field. Curtis takes the snap. He'll step up in the pocket, delivers a throw. It'll be an out route. That's up in the air and intercepted. The 2nd pick thrown this year by Chase Curtis. And the Webb City Cardinals just drop back in coverage. There were 4 men covering on that far side of the field, and the ball was laid right into the hands of Dakota Wynn, the senior defensive back.
So it looked like it was a high pass right there for White. White didn't attempt to make a jump for it, and it was a beautiful interception by the Cardinals. And so now already at the 1-point lead, here they are in Dragon territory looking to strike again.
So from the PHS 33-yard line, with just over 9:35 remaining in this second quarter, Link will take possession. He'll stuff it right into the belly of Larson as he dives forward. He escapes 1 tackle and then lunges inside of the 25-yard line of the Purple Dragons to the 24 for a scamper of 9 yards.
Well, it's either one running back doing all the work or the other one doing all the work. And so a great run right there by Will Larson, and now he's getting some touches, and he's going to take advantage of every opportunity he can get.
2nd down and 1. Offset backs once more. Henderson to the left of Larson. Link under center. He has 2 wide receivers. He'll fake it to Henderson. Hand off to Larson. He has more than enough for the first down as he's finally corralled at the 21-yard line for a gain of 3. And that will also move the chains.
Larson looked like he actually almost fell, and he caught himself and actually got up and got more yards than what he was going to get. So good job right there. And there's the no huddle again, Cameron. They are wasting 0 time to get on the ball.
4 down linemen for the Purple Dragons. Eichenberg on the right side, and a flag flies at the 18-yard line from the backside judge. There may have been early movement by the Webb City Cardinals. And that is the case. There was movement up front. So trekking back 5 yards will be John Roderick's bunch. And how about John Roderick in his 20th season? He's coached the Webb City Cardinals since 1997, and he's also in the Pittsburg State University Athletic Hall of Fame. He was a linebacker for the Gorillas from 1986 to 1989, and just before the turn of the century, it was John Roderick who was enshrined into Gorilla lore.
That's just got to tip your hat off to Coach John Roderick. He's had a phenomenal career, and he's not done yet, Cam. He's wanting to keep going, and here's a run right there by Shields, and he's going to actually keep going. He's going to keep going to about the 9-yard line.
Well, Link kept it himself, and from starting from the 25-yard line, he scooted forward, bounced to the outside, evading a few Purple Dragons defenders, and he's dropped inside of the 10-yard line of the Purple Dragons at the 8, so a substantial gain of about 17 yards. Link under center, hurry up off it to the Cardinals. He'll keep it himself. He's immediately snuffed out and dragged down in the backfield. Chase Johnson on the stop, and Chase Johnson, the emotional, energetic leader for this Pittsburg High School defense, is there to make the play.
Yeah, great job by the Dragon defenses. They had that play wrapped up very good, as they had the pitchback covered, and then they also had the quarterback covered. And so now what has been a great drive for the Cardinals, short great drive so far. That's a good momentum stopper right there for the Purple Dragons.
No gain in the play, no loss either. 2 wide receivers set. Near side of the field is Simmons. Link lines up under center. He immediately turns, hands off to Henderson. Henderson goes with the Chicago stop in the backfield, tap dances, and then dives forward to the 5-yard line. But then Ty Cicero is there on the stop. Jarek Butcher with the assist.
And Henderson is just a big dude, 6'1", 175. No wonder it took a couple Dragons to take him down.
Two wide receivers again, Link under center, hands off to Larson, and Larson hurdled over the defensive line for the 5-yard line. Whether he was ejected up into the air by the defensive line of the Purple Dragons or under his own volition was not seen, but he did sky through the air and was immediately slammed back down to earth in between the 4 and 3 yard line. Ball is officially placed at the 3. So a 4th down and 3, Purple Dragons with a goal line stand opportunity. One-on-one coverage. Gaskell is at the near side of the field. Lincoln Company, 5 seconds on the play clock. Link needs to get this off with 2 seconds. He turns around and he'll hand it off, and Larson dives into the end zone for the touchdown, absolutely shredding the interior of the Purple Dragons, who were fooled.
It was just a counter play again. Larson, who carried most of the workload this drive, was going to finish this drive. He did just that. Great counter play on 4th down.
So following the interception thrown by Chase Curtis, the Webb City Cardinals now have a 7-point lead and a chance to make it 8 with a Perez PAT. Perez awaiting the snap, and a flag on the play. We are now nearing double-digit flags in this contest. It will be encroachment on the special teams unit. Pittsburg High School has not been disciplined on special teams, defense, or offense. They have 13 points to show, but those 2 touchdowns were both big play opportunities. Perez awaiting the snap, and it was going to be a fake for a 2-point conversion. Instead, another flag is down. It's a false start on the Cardinals, so they will move backward. And for Coach Roderick, who is now pacing on the sidelines, he is not pleased about the gaffe by his team, but may elect to just settle for the Perez kick instead of a 2-point opportunity.
Well, there's your game changer right there, as that could have been very huge for the Webb City Cardinals. They could have got 2 points and made this a 2-score game instead of an extra point, which they're attempting here.
Perez, snap is down, kick is up in the air, and it splits the yellow uprights. Score now 21-13, an 8-point lead for the Webb City Cardinals. Their largest lead in this contest so far. 6:52 remaining in the first half of action. Chase Curtis trying to shake off the interception from last offensive drive. When we return, Purple Dragons offense take to the field. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon football on ESPN 100.7, your sports.
When you get engaged and need to pay for the wedding, when you have a baby and need to start that college savings account, it seems like the best moments in life can come with some real financial challenges. What's yours? At Commerce Bank, we find solutions so you can focus on enjoying life. Visit us online at commercebank.com or at a branch near you. Commerce Bank, challenge accepted. Member FDIC.
Now back to Dragon football.
Six-play, 33-yard drive that results in a Larson 3-yard touchdown run. Score 21-13 as the Cardinals now hold an advantage over the Purple Dragons alongside Avi Sharma, Campbellina with Heath Evans and Shelby White back on our KSHQ studio. Kick is up into the air as it gleans past the night lights. Taking it is Corbin Jefferson from about the 15-yard line. He tries to weave in between multiple Webb City special teams unit players, and he's finally dropped to the 25-yard line. Adequate starting position for the Purple Dragons offense.
So here we go. The Purple Dragons have 6:47 to march down the field with 2 timeouts. And as you mentioned earlier, Chase Curtis looks to shake off that interception that he had as
Cardinals reading the play on the option will be Curtis as he hands the football right into the belly of Brandis Evans, who marches forward past the 25 to the 27-yard line.
And we haven't seen much of the running game for Jelani Long tonight, Cameron. Something that Long destroyed last week. And I maybe got 1 or 2 touches so far this game. Interesting.
Yeah, he's been held to minimal amount of carries so far in this contest. Evans has done most of the dirty work in between the tackles. Evans will be in the backfield. Jelani Long goes in motion. Curtis delivers a throw over the top of the defense, and it's intercepted once more. Chase Curtis with back-to-back club as the ball is purloined at the 45-yard line, and the ball was laid right into the midst of Blake Fowler, the safety on the play.
So, again, Chase Curtis lobbing one up, and this time it was easily intercepted as he did not have a man open anywhere down the field, and so he just forced that one up, and it is not a good idea, as it is now Webb City football with 6:05 on the clock, and they have all 3 timeouts.
So all 3 timeouts in the back pocket of Coach Roderick from the old 37-yard line. Link will line up under center, balls in between the hashes. Link quick pitch outside to Larson. Larson looks deep. He'll throw the football downfield. A wide open Gaskell reels in the football as he tries to split 2 Purple Dragons defender, and he's finally tossed down in Purple Dragon territory inside the 20-yard line at the 19.
One of my favorite plays to ever run, the old halfback pass, as that one caught everybody off guard on the Dragon defense. And that is a huge gain, and just like that, who needs to waste time on the clock as they are in the red zone already.
A 43-yard pass from Larson to Gaskell. First down and 10, ball is at the 19-yard line. 1 wide receiver on each side of the field. Henderson and Larson offset back. Pressure shown by the Purple Dragons. Link keeps it himself, and he is immediately swallowed and engulfed by a herd of Purple Dragons. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play, if not back to the original line of scrimmage.
That was read perfectly by a ton of Purple Dragons as they stopped that one, as it looks like one Dragon's a little slow to get up and stretching out there. And it looks like he is okay. It was Dylan Jordan, number 31, as he is actually now hopping off to the sideline.
So Jordan makes his way out onto the sideline, much like Nathan Neef did following the PAT attempt. Will be a handoff to Henderson. Henderson again with dexterous ability evades 3 different Purple Dragon tackles. Ty Rourke left in Henderson's dust, and Henderson is now inside of the 5-yard line of the Purple Dragons as he mushed forward for a gain of 14 yards.
Henderson doing what he has done all day, is just waiting for his zone, taking advantage of it, and then go. Took a couple missed tackles, and then finally Jarek Butcher to bring him down. However, enough for a 1st and goal.
That stop and go ability for Henderson invaluable. Link lines up under center. Larson to the right of Henderson. Link turns around. Here's Henderson. He'll plow into the end zone for 6 points. And the Webb City Cardinals will now claim their first double-digit lead of this contest. 27-13 to score with 4:39 remaining in the first half.
Well, a little something we've seen again, Cameron. Whoever gets the workload on the drive will finish the drive for the Cardinals, as Henderson again gets his 2nd touchdown of the ball game.
Perez set to kick this one in between the posts, but last time on the initial PAT attempt following Larson's last touchdown, it was a fake that was called back. Kick is up by Perez, and it will go high into the air and easily slithers in between the uprights. So now the score is 28-13, a 15-point advantage for the Webb City Cardinals with just under 4:40 remaining in the first half of action. ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters, returns momentarily to Webb City, Missouri.
Getting the game-winning score is how you feel when you take your vehicle to Vietti Auto Body and Alignment. They have pros that can take your car from to. With a team of experienced pros that get the job done right the first time, Vietti Auto Body and Alignment will deal with the insurance companies, making it a game-winning experience for you. Plus, they have all the latest collision repair equipment and technology to get your car back on the road again looking good as new. Vietti Auto Body and Alignment voted your #1 choice for auto body repair and independent service and repair again this year on 4th Street since 1948, or call 231-6230. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
Avi Sharma, Heath Atkins, Shelby White, Cam Molina with you on this Friday night. Webb City, Missouri and the Cardinals all showing out. 28-13 the score as the Cardinals have a 15-point advantage. Taking the kick from the 21-yard line will be Sutton, and he is immediately tripped up. A good tackle made by Jordan Rogers on the special teams unit. Last drive for the Webb City Cardinals that resulted in a touchdown following the interception by Chase Curtis. He has now thrown 2 in this contest, resulted in a Henderson 5-yard touchdown run.
So what do you do if you're Coach Nicholson here? You have the ball, you got 4:35. Obviously, you want to score, but do you continue to keep throwing with Chase Curtis, or you attempt to get something in the ground game going?
Jelani Long has not been called on much as the I formation set is apparent. Brandis Evans, the fullback, Long, the deep back, 2 wide receivers. Under center is Curtis. He'll pitch it out to Jelani Long as he tries to find a crevice. He sneaks in between the far side of the field blocker in Evans and picks up maybe 2 yards.
And that will bring up a second down for the Purple Dragons, and they're just trying to find something. But hey, from the bright side for them, they have number 4 Dylan White on the field, and so that's always a good sign. As they lob that thing up to him, he will get it, but actually it's going to be a timeout by Pittsburgh.
So Pittsburgh High School will burn their first timeout of this contest. Excuse me, second timeout of this contest. 28-13 the score. 4:04 remaining in the first half of action. Tom Nicholson wanting to meet and regroup his club. We'll step aside for 30 seconds to bring you back more action on your home for Purple Dragon.
Paynes Incorporated in Frontenac is the driveline specialist. Paynes handles all driveline repairs for cars, trucks, 4-wheel drive vehicles, and farm equipment. Paynes can also handle any general machine work and offers 24-hour record service. Call Paynes anytime, 231-3170. Paynes Incorporated is located at the intersection of West McKay and Highway 69 Frontenac Junction. Paynes Incorporated in Frontenac is the driveline specialist.
Back to Dragon football.
(28-13) the score. The Cardinals lead the Purple Dragons as Henderson was able to mush into the end zone from 5 yards away. It's a 2nd down and 9 for the Purple Dragons. They are nearest to the right hash mark on their own 24. Coach Nicholson wanting to regroup his team prior to our break. Curtis will line up under center, deuces towards the far side of the field, opposite. In motion coming from right to left will be Sutton. Curtis, play action. He will bootleg. He rolls right. Pressure coming. He is undercut and taken down. And again, it is Rogers who came flying in from the far side of the field defensively like a bullet and dropped Chase Curtis for a loss of 4.
You know, I got to tell you, Cam, I think that was a great timeout by Coach Nicholson right there. Get your group together, you know, relax, say, hey, we got plenty of time to get on the board. Let's get something going as they drew up a play-action rollout to the right side. However, did not go in the favor of the Purple Dragons. And, man, have we called his name enough on special teams and tackles. Jordan Rogers has been a tank.
Shotgun formation for Curtis. He hikes up the right leg, deuces towards the near side of the field. He'll flip it over on a halfback screen. It will be Jelani Long. Jelani Long will make his way past the 27 to the 28 and pushed out of bounds. It will bring up 4th down and 5.
And that's got to be punting for the Purple Dragons is a little frustrating. However, you got to get that thing all the way down to the other side of the field because you do not want this Webb City Cardinal team to have the ball in good territory.
So Chase Curtis is back to punt for the Purple Dragons, who have stalled out following a firecracker of a start. Chase Curtis with a 57-yard bomb to Sutton, and then he rushed in for 6, and then a touchdown pass from 61 yards away to Dylan White. Kick is up. Henderson will take it from the 28. His own 28. He will pivot and swivel towards the near side of the field. He's at the 40, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 45, and now a late hit on the play by Ty Cicero. However, there is a flag down, and that was really close as Henderson had not hit the brakes yet. It looks like he was going out of bounds, and then and then Cicero lowered his shoulders, and then Henderson just flopped.
And there's another flag on the field, Cameron. So there's 2 penalties here. This will be interesting to see what the referees decide to do.
And a very unsportsmanlike play by Cicero. I'm not sure if there was malicious intent involved. Henderson was making his way towards the sideline, but he wasn't completely out of bounds yet. But Cicero, to lower the shoulders and put the hammer down, may have been extreme. It's not a bit too extreme. It was extreme.
And the good thing to see for both sides is that Henderson's up and okay. He's in the huddle. He's ready to go. And you hear the crowd. They want what their reaction is right here.
As the Webb City fans are chanting, throw him out. It was Ty Cicero who is an integral part of this PHS team. He is being spoken to currently by an official, and now deliberation between the far side judge and the head official. I don't know if we will see an ejection or not. That was such a close call. Again, Cicero should not have done what he did. However, Henderson was still in the field of play.
Now, what I think is I believe it's 2 penalties and you get kicked out of the game. So he can't have one unsportsmanlike, and then the second time it happens, he will get ejected. But it is also the referee's decision if they want to kick them out on a certain play like that.
The Cardinals trolleyed forward to the dead ball penalty. So if the ball was taken out at the 45, you go back 10 yards, 35, move forward to the 50, because that's plus 15. And the back judge, who is nearest the Webb City Cardinals, will place it at the 48, so it was more of an approximation on my part. But the ball will be put in PHS territory as the Webb City Cardinals, who have scored on their last 2 drives, are looking to make it a hat trick.
And just to let you know that number 7, Ty Cicero, is not on the field on this play, as he might be talking to Coach Nicholson and the rest of his coaching staff over there. So a 1st and 10 for Webb City.
Link under center. He fakes it to Henderson. Looks deep. Quick throw to the flat. And it's caught. Great hesitation move made on the play on the stiff arm by Drake Tweed. And Drake Tweed continues to move forward deeper into Pittsburg High School territory as he's knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line. A pickup of 16.
And you know, Cam, I'm looking at the players list here. It says Drake Tweed, linebacker / D end. There is no fullback on there or tight end. And that just shows you the athleticism and the different plays that these Webb City Cardinal players can make.
All multifaceted Swiss Army knife type players. Under center is Link. 5-man rush on the way from the Purple Dragons. Henderson has to bounce off of one of his own players and then maneuver back in between the tackles. And as he sachets forward, he's dropped inside of the 30 at the 27-yard line. And it's a pickup of 5, setting out a 2nd down and 5.
And no rush here for Webb City. They got plenty of time, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. They have all 3 timeouts. And so this is a important drive to add to their lead if they can.
Link will line up under center. As there are 7 down, lineman Link will hand up to Larson. Larson escapes 1 tackle and then carves out the PHS defense once more as he darts past the 20 to the 18-yard line for a gain of 9 and a 1st down.
And this speed option with 2 dominating running backs in Larson and Henderson, it's hard to judge and it's hard to make a decision. Even Link, the quarterback, you just don't know who to go after. You can't all go after one guy. You have to individually split it up.
Link, with under 2 minutes remaining in the first half, takes it under center. He'll read the play. He'll take the pass. Throws it over the top. Picked off. And Link made a transparent pass over to Jarek Butcher, and it's intercepted. He telegraphed the play. It was a play action. Butcher just hung back in his zone and easily intercepted the football. That is the 4th turnover in the contest combined. 2 from PHS and now 2 from Webb City, each on the quarterbacks on interceptions.
Yeah, and Cam, we've said his name enough on the defensive end, and man, Jarek Butcher has been the spark plug for this Dragon defense. He has caused problems all game long for this Webb City team. He's making tackles. He's making tackles for losses, and now here's a big interception to give this Dragon team some momentum before the half.
With under 1:45 remaining, we implore you to stick around for our SEK Emergency Center halftime report. We will throw back to the studio where Shelby White is at, and he will give us halftime updates from around the 4-state area. Taking the snap is Curtis. It's a delayed handoff. Jelani Long, he breaks past 1 tackle, tripped up by the 2nd defender on the play in Robinson. And that will bring up a 2nd and medium situation following a 2-yard shuffle.
And Curtis wanted to keep, hang on a second here. We have a flag down, a very late flag. So this will be an interesting call.
So flag is down, as you said, Avi, near the near sideline in front of the Webb City bench where the coaching staff is currently hanging out.
That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a sideline infraction. It's a warning against the Webb City Cardinals, so nothing going to hurt them here, but it actually stops the clock and let these guys talk it over. And now the Purple Dragons, and we actually have
And it looks like there's a timeout on the field. John Roderick wanting to burn his first timeout of this first half. 28-13 the score. Under a minute 30 remaining in the first half of action. We will step aside, and ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters, will return momentarily.
No one wants to file for bankruptcy, but a wage garnishment can make it hard to pay the rent, pay the pharmacy, or even feed the family. Bankruptcy can be a viable option to help families cope with unfortunate and unforeseen financial hardship. Call Steve Stockert at Wilbert & Towner, 620-231-5620 for a consultation to find out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you and your family. Call today. Wilbert & Towner, a full-service law firm, 620-231-5620. We are a debt relief agency, helping people find the relief they need in bankruptcy.
Now back to Dragon football.
With Avi Sharma, Heath Atkins, and Shelby White back at our KSHQ studios, I'm Cam Molina. Make sure to stick around for the SEK Emergency Center halftime report, where Shelby White will go back to the studio and bring you guys an update from scores from around the area. In addition, we'll come back and talk a little bit of PHS football with first half analysis and a preview to the second half of action. 1:27 remaining in this first half of play. 28-13 the score. The Cardinals lead it by 15. Curtis from the shotgun formation will take the snap. Longest to his right side. He had trips towards the far side of the field. Curtis has to scurry forward, and he's wrapped up in the backfield for a sack as he was trying to extend the play as long as he could. And this Cardinals secondary has been absolutely dynamite, covering nearly every single Purple Dragon wide receiver. Rodgers once again had
time out to stop it, but I tell you what, Cam, it's getting a little chippy down on the field. We're seeing a lot of interactions and a lot of players duking it out, and so you might want to stay careful out there because you could see some bad penalties.
9 seconds on the play clock. Chase Curtis trying to orchestrate his club to the line. 0 seconds on the play clock, and a flag is down. Another flag is down, but the play is not blown dead, surprisingly. When it's delay of game, typically the play is blown dead, as it will be Kabbalah taking the kick or the punt return from the 40 and is pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line of the Cardinals. So it will be intriguing to see if it is a delay of game call. The officials momentarily congregating. And it is a false start on Pittsburg High School. So it will be a re-kick. Curtis will be deeper into the recesses of his own territory. He's currently at the 3-yard line. No one really hurrying right now for the Purple Dragons, whereas there are 13.3 seconds remaining in this first half of action.
And then that's the interesting thing, is they actually have to re-kick this, and so instead of the Cardinals getting it with 13.3 with the chance to maybe throw one up in the end zone, now they'll have even less than that depending on this punt.
And no one is back to return for the Cardinals currently, and the Purple Dragons trying to bring on an extra player as Ty Rorick finally makes his way into the huddle.
They might bring the house here, Cam, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Cole Dedman is the lone man to return, and as you said, it will be a firestorm of Cardinals coming the way of Curtis on a 4th and 29 punt. From his 1, pressure comes. Curtis gets it out. A high-flying punt that takes a hop midfield on the Cardinals logo. It trolleys past the 30 all the way to the 25, continues to roll. The clock hits 0, so it does not matter. And at intermission, the score 28-13. Pittsburg High School early on took a lead following a beautiful 1-yard touchdown run by Chase Curtis and a 61-yard touchdown bomb to Dylan White. But the Cardinals respond with 3 consecutive touchdowns, and since then the Dragons have been mute. We will bring you back to ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters, with the SEK Emergency Center halftime report. Shelby White back in the studio. Will be with you in just 2 moments. Don't go anywhere. More action from the border battle. Webb City, Purple Dragons, second half of action set to resume soon.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
The Choice Agency. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon Football.
Welcome back to the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Show. I'm Shelby White. Let's get you a quick rundown on scores throughout the leagues. Over in Missouri, Carl Junction traveling to Branson. Carl Junction up on Branson 16-0 with a little under 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. At the half, Seneca leads East Newton 22-0. In Kansas, Girard is traveling to Columbus. Columbus is up on Girard 26-7 with about 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter. As you've heard here on 100.7 KSHQ, the sports headquarters, your Pittsburgh Purple Dragons are trailing the Webb City Cardinals 13-28. Moving on, Lebec County traveling to Osawatomie, and Lebec County is rolling up 42-0 at halftime. Down in Riverton, Coffeyville making the trek, and they are beating Riverton 43-0. Down in Arkansas, we have an interstate game where the Jay Bulldogs have traveled to Gravette, Arkansas. Gravette, Arkansas is leading Jay 19-7 at the half. In Chanute is hosting Fort Scott. Fort Scott is winning in this one 20-7 at half. Neodesha and Humboldt, it's a barn burner in Neodesha, with Neodesha leading Humboldt by 1 point, score 7-6 at halftime. Back in Oklahoma, Miami hosting Pryor. Pryor is absolutely steamrolling Miami, up 42-0 with about 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Joplin traveled to West Plains, and at halftime, West Plains is leading Joplin 19-14. Bit of an upset watch right now. Northeast is leading Uniontown 16-8 at halftime. Northeast at home hosting Uniontown, winning 16-8. More Oklahoma football. Welch playing host to Westland Christian. Welch is leading 16-6 in the second quarter. More Oklahoma scores. Oklahoma Union traveling to Fairland, and Oklahoma Union is winning 13-6 at halftime. With about 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter, Parsons is trailing Independence 18-24. Independence on top of Parsons 28-18. More Oklahoma scores. Afton is leading Ketchum 50-0 with a few minutes left in the second quarter. Missouri, Smith Cotton is leading Nevada at halftime by a score of 3-0. A good defensive match there. In Iola playing host to Wellsville. Wellsville is leading Iola 14-0 at halftime. Down in Baxter Springs, Galena enter a Spring River rivalry game, one of the three between Baxter, Riverton, and Galena. They have a nice rivalry there. Galena is leading Baxter 35-0 at the halftime. Columbus, with about a minute left to go at half, is leading Girard 26-0. Nixa traveling to Neosho, and Nixa is leading that one 7-6 at halftime. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll head back to Avi Sharma and Cam Molina at Webb City for some stats and information about the first half. You're listening to the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Report.
Hi, I'm Kendall Gammon. You may know me as a Kansas City Chief, but I'm also a proud graduate of Pittsburg State University. Pittsburg State offers more than 200 degree programs, small class sizes, and tuition so affordable it earned Pittsburg State a top 10 ranking.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI, Quality Structures Incorporated, specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong.
At Pittsburg State University.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
Plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Now back to Dragon football.
Back at our KSHQ studios, I'm Cam Molina. So far in this contest, the Webb City Cardinals lead 28-13, and we welcome all of you in who are either watching our live stream or are tuning in on the dial for the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Report. And Avi, so far in this contest, the most glaring statistic that stands out is Pittsburg High School in this contest. 13 rushing attempts, 0 yards. Webb City, 29 rushing attempts, 220 yards, as Henderson has over 100 of those yards on the ground.
That is absolutely crazy of a statistic right there, Cam. We talked about it right before kickoff, is that Pittsburg is going to need to do both running and throwing to get this Webb City team off guard. Yes, they can get one or two pass plays and catch them off guard not noticing it, but however, you can't do that all the time, as we've seen two Chase Curtis interceptions that has resulted in that. And so we called his name many, many times last week, and we've only called it 3 or 4 times. Jelani Long is going to need to get that rock.
When we look at the scoring summary, the Cardinals struck first at home as Link hooked up with Alex Gaskell from 20 yards away. It was a 9-play, 74-yard drive that lasted just under 4 minutes to make the score 7-0. But the Purple Dragons quickly retorted with a Chase Curtis 1-yard touchdown run that was set up by a 57-yard pitch and catch between Curtis and Sutton. Following that PHS off a turnover from Link, it was Curtis who fouled Dylan White on a 61-yard cannon that went right into the breadbasket of White, who easily cha-cha'd into the end zone for 6 points. However, the PAT was no good as Nathan Neath was hit on his kicking leg, and we have not seen him in this contest since that point. So the 2-point conversion was no good. Following that event, it was Durant Henderson who carried the ball into the end zone for 6 on a 6-play, 68-yard drive. Following that, it was Will Larson, the fullback, who rushed into the end zone for 6 points on a 7-play, 33-yard drive that was set up by a Chase Curtis interception. And then another interception thrown by Chase Curtis resulted in Durant Henderson scoring from 5 yards away, making the score 28-13. Avi, some key thoughts that stand out to me and some themes of this contest. The Webb City offensive and defensive line, absolutely dominant.
Yeah, and that's the big factor that's helping them out. Chase Curtis is not having no time in the pocket to relax and make a good throw. He's having to scramble, and when he does, those DNs who are playing containment will get to Chase Curtis, and they will bring him down. We've seen Curtis sacked many times today in this ball game. And then on the offensive end for Webb City, that read option, that triple option that Pitt has seen over Harrisonville 2 weeks ago, it's not helping. It's hurting them a lot, as Jarek Butcher has done a phenomenal job tonight. We've called his name several times, and we've also called Daniel Eckenberger's name many times to make big plays. But they're going to have to step up. They're going to have to cause some more problems and turn this ball over, and they're going to need this football back because they're down 2 touchdowns, and they're going to need a good comeback.
Well, Eichenberger as well as Butcher have been the A-team defensive players for this PHS squad. However, the ground game has just been more than overwhelming to this Pittsburg High School team, as Webb City, Henderson has over 118 yards rushing, Larson with just over 60 each with a touchdown or more. But we've seen turnovers in this contest. Chase Curtis trying to make a play, and for a senior quarterback to try to force the football down the field, you would consider it ill-advised. I think from his standpoint, he's trying to keep his team in this contest, but ultimately it's resulted in 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's the thing, is Chase is a very smart senior quarterback. We've seen him make some great plays, and we've seen him make a couple hiccups. And unfortunately, Chase is doing exactly what you said. He's trying to do something that he's not supposed to do, and he knows better than that. However, we talked about it. This is their first game on the road. They haven't experienced anything like this. The crowd is going crazy on big plays. It's a game changer, and not only that, they don't play too many games that are out of state. They're in Missouri right now, so it's a different atmosphere, a different ball game for these Purple Dragons. But that's something that will get in your mind.
And you talk about the environment, it has been overwhelming. You could really feel the elation and the energy from a lot of these fans in Webb City. Pittsburg High School, obviously, their fandom much to be applauded, as well as purple-colored fans are currently hanging out near the fences, as well as hanging out in the stands, sitting down, anxiously awaiting the second half of action. But the fans for both sides have been witnessed throughout the years. In total, 28 contests, this being the 29th contest in the long history between PHS and Webb City. 13-13, both of these teams with 13 wins against one another, 2 draws. This is the rubber band match. The history started off with the Purple Dragons winning the first 8 games of the series, but then the Webb City Cardinals won their very first contest against the Purple Dragons in 1991, and John Roderick has been excellent against this PHS bunch, going 10-2 during his tenure with the Cardinals. And last year, this Cardinal team suffered some setbacks. They lost 4 games. They fell in the quarterfinals to the eventual Class 4 champions of Missouri and the Harrisonville Wildcats. Prior to those 4 losses last year, Avi, over a 12-year span, Webb City only lost 6 games. Just the culture here is mind-boggling. The fact that over a 12-year stretch, where you tally in maybe 13, 14 games on some occasions, leads out to over 100 games, if not more, only 6 of those games were lost.
You say the word football in the state of Missouri, one place comes to mind. That's Webb City. An absolute, just dominant powerhouse when it comes to this sport. They always circle this time of the month when it's football season. Everybody's ready and they're excited, and you can't be wrong. It's a great time for this community. They all get together. I mean, Cam, if you peek over, you look left to right, this place is packed, my man. There's not a seat open. These guys are more than happy to be here and support these kids.
And it's not as if Webb City is running away with the Central Ozark Conference. Nixa nipping at their ankles. Both teams are undefeated. Nixa 3-0 in district so far. Webb City 4-0 with all the opponents they played. But this is not a game that Webb City's taking lightly. They've obviously played to their fullest, and they bring as much intensity as they did in the previous 4 games to this one, and they are fighting for the opportunity to win the conference and ultimately have a good positioning in districts.
Yeah, absolutely. These are games that they might not matter in conference records, however, but it does matter regardless. I mean, For example, if they were to take a loss tonight, it's going to affect them. It's going to, they're like, man, we wish we would have run that game, because it's more motivation leading into the very next week, And so if Pittsburgh loses this game or they win this game, it's going to affect next week no matter what.
Both of these teams vying for a victory. The Cardinals seeking to go 5-0 on the season. The Purple Dragons aiming for their third win of this 2017 high school football season. We will step aside for 2 minutes and bring you back the remainder of our halftime analysis for the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Report before we head off to the second half of action. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7, your sports.
Does your current checking account pay you up to $15 per month? With Common Sense Checking at University Bank, you can earn up to $15 per statement cycle, 10 cents for each swipe after the first 15 swipes. Qualifying is so easy. Simply have one direct deposit or auto payment plus 15 debit card purchases each statement cycle and a $100 opening deposit. Stop by the bank for more information about our Common Sense Checking. Then swipe and save. It's convenience that pays at University Bank. Branch GMB, member FDIC.
I had no idea you did that.
That's what I said when I learned CDL does more than just electrical work. Like plumbing, heat and air, security cameras and alarms, generators, solar panels, even signs for my business. CDL really is one company that has a solution for about everything in my home and business. Learn more at cdlsolution.com.
Now accepting new clients. At the Pet Care and Surgery Center, Dr. James Clark believes all of our pets deserve kind, humane, and loving treatment. From a simple checkup or rabies vaccination to perform major surgery. Plus, Dr. Clark has boarding, grooming, nutrition, and wellness checkups. Dr. James Clark can provide that loving member of your family with the treatment they deserve. Call 620-308-6454 to set up an appointment or simply visit petcarecenter.org. Pet Care and Surgery, making a difference.
Larry Barrett Body Frame and Towing can tow all cars, trucks, and some semi-tractors and trailers in town or cross country. Larry Barrett has emergency wrecker service for all accidents, 24-hour towing. Been in an accident? Then call the pros. They have quality auto body repairing and painting from certified technicians for all major and minor repair jobs, and they can deal directly with the insurance companies, taking the stress out of your life. Go to barrettbodyframe.com or stop in and see them at 1601 East 27th Street Terrace or call 232-9400. That's Larry Barrett Body Frame and Towing. Customer service first. See them fast in names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon Football.
Welcome back inside the ESPN 1007 headquarters. I'm Shelby White with your final score live score look-in on the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Show. In Neosho, Neosho is trailing Nixa 14-6. Over in St. James, Cassville is leading St. James 19-6. Fredonia hosting Erie and leading Erie 14-8. Fredonia leading Erie 14-8. Back in Missouri, Diamond playing host to Lockwood. Lockwood leads this game 29-8. Flipping back into the Kansas side, an 8-man football halftime final. Pleasanton hosting Maris Decine. Pleasanton wins this one 54-8. Little under 2 minutes left in the second quarter for Parsons and Independence. Independence leads Parsons 34-24. A little under a minute to go in the second quarter, and Cherryvale is leading Eureka 33-6. Down in Oklahoma, a little under a minute to go, Pryor is leading Miami 49-0 in Miami. Staying in Oklahoma, at the end of the first quarter, Wyandotte is leading Quapaw 23-0. Back over in Missouri, El Dorado Springs is leading Slater 44-0 at halftime. Aurora traveling to Monette and leading Monette 25-10 at halftime. Carthage is playing host to Willard, and Carthage is beating Willard 36-6. Back in Kansas, Fredonia up 14-8 over Erie at half. At the end of the first quarter, Jasper making the trek to Lighthouse Christian. Lighthouse Christian is leading Jasper 8-6. About a little under a minute left to go in the first half. Independence and Parsons, I gave you that score earlier. Halftime, Smith Cotton is up on Nevada 3-0. In the second quarter, Carl Junction's up 16-8 on Branson. Halftime between Seneca and East Newton. Seneca is up 22-0. At the half, Columbus playing host to Girard, and Columbus is leading that one 26-7. Here on 1007, you're listening to your Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. They trail Webb City 28-13. Webb City up 28-13 on Pittsburgh at halftime. In Osawatomie, Lebec County leads Osawatomie 42-0 at the half. In Riverton, Coffeyville is leading Riverton 43-0 at halftime. In Arkansas, Gravette, Arkansas is playing host to the Jay Bulldogs, a little interstate football there. Gravette, Arkansas is leading Jay 19-7. At halftime in Chanute, Fort Scott leads Chanute 20-7. Over in Neodesha, Neodesha is leading Humboldt 7-6. A barn burner there. Neodesha up on Humboldt 7-6. Little over a minute left to go in the second quarter. Down in Miami, Pryor leads Miami 42-0. Over in West Plains, Joplin making the trek over there to West Plains. West Plains leads that one 19-14 at half. And up the road here on Highway 69, Northeast hosting Uniontown. Upset alert. Northeast is leading Uniontown 16-8. Now we're going back live to you, the voice of the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons, Cam Molina and Avi Sharma. Guys, start the second half.
Hey, thanks, Shelby. We really appreciate it, buddy. And we welcome you back into the SEK Urgent Center halftime report alongside Avi Sharma, Cam Molina, and Heath Atkins. Avi, in that first half of action, we saw the Pittsburgh High Purple Dragons put up 13 points, but Webb City doing a number on them, scoring 28 points. Offensively, when you look at this Webb City team, it's more predicated on the ground game, but Cash Link did have some very good plays that were able to move the drive forward. And as we said earlier, he's not going to do so much through the air as he will with his legs, but when he did have the opportunity to throw, it did result in big-time plays.
Yeah, and you got to tip your hats off to Webb City as they're playing a great ball game. And as is Pittsburgh High, they're both teams playing really good football. However, a couple mistakes on both sides. We've seen the 2 picks by both quarterbacks. One of them, not the best of picks, is actually one was tipped for Cash Links as it was intercepted. And then, Cash has played a very good game. You said at the beginning his stats were like about 50% passing wise. However, he's making some good throws. But man, when he's running the football, he's doing a great job. And you just do not know who is getting the ball between Henderson and Larson. It is just a tough trio to stop. And, that's really hard. And that's what Pittsburgh's going to have to do if they want to stay back in this game.
Well, when we look at this team defensively, the Cardinals, as we were told coming into this matchup, they are an offensive juggernaut, and that has been the case. Showing out this contest has been Jordan Rogers, 7 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Elijah Robinson, who is a physical specimen, 4 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for a loss. A lot of penetration up front by this Webb City team. The PHS offensive line going to have to really amp up their game heading up into the second half.
And the key stat, Cam, that you pointed out right when we started halftime was, I believe, 0 rushing yards for the 13 attempts for 0 rushing yards. That is huge. You won't win a game with 0 rushing yards. I can tell you that right now. That is physically impossible. They're going to have to do what it takes to get this ground game going. Jelani Long has got to do something. Chase Curtis, he's ran the ball a couple times. However, he's gotten sacked plenty of times as well.
Over the last 2 games, Pittsburgh High School has totaled 850 yards of offense. That's 425 per game for you back at home who have math issues much like myself. Over the season, the Cardinals have only allowed 126 yards per contest. PHS already over 130, so they've exceeded that average. Their offense, it's not as if it's completely stalled out. It's been clicking, especially through the air, but you do have to set the tone on the ground first before you can go and attack with an aerial assault. And the last 2 weeks, Pittsburgh has outscored their opponents 91-28. So you know that this PHS team has the offensive capabilities. It's just been the execution that's been off.
Absolutely. Coach Nicholson talked to those guys in the locker room, get them going, say, hey, we're only down by 15. This game is not over. There is 24 minutes on this clock left. that they can have a chance to win this thing. And Cam, this is good to see. Nathan Neef is back out on the field, and he will kick this thing off.
As we wrap up the SEK Urgent Care halftime report, we transition into the third quarter of action. Nathan Neef, who was apparently injured following the PAT attempt on the second touchdown off of a 61-yard bomb from Curtis DeWhite, is back on the field. He uses his left hand, checks towards the left side of the special teams unit, and this one is up and away, and it soars all the way towards the back of the end zone and takes a hop. Nathan Neef with a vengeance and a booming kick to begin the second half of action as the Webb City offense will take to the field.
So what was wrong with Neef again? What a kick to start off. He actually has some tape underneath his right knee. But again, good to see Neef back out on the field. But here is a statement starting drive right here for both sides. You know, Webb City has been dominant with that speed option, and then we've said his name, Jarek Butcher, circle number 47. Look for him on that defense. He is the guy making some stops for Pittsburgh.
Link will line up under center. He does have offset backs, and Henderson to the left, Larson to the right. He'll hand off to Henderson immediately. Henderson makes one cut. He'll evade one defender, puts out the left arm, tries to stiff arm another, but Chase Johnson is there on the tackle, but not before it's a 7-yard pickup. Second down and 3 to go. Henderson is able to skate forward for a good gain.
Well, just like that, you know, who's going to get the ball, Cam? Is it going to be Henderson? Is it going to be Larson? Or is it going to be Link? Who is it? It's just a 33% chance on which one of them is going to get the ball every time.
There's math again. 33%.
Sorry. Didn't mean to bring in the math.
The three-prong attack now will result in Henderson running the football again. He'll hesitate as he tap dances. He's wrapped around the ankles and snared down at the 29-yard line as Chase Johnson came swooping in for the stop.
That's a good tackle. You know, they got a 2nd and 3 right off the bat, and then you get what looks like Henderson could have actually took off right there, but instead a great tackle by Johnson, as you mentioned, and now it's a big 3rd and 1.
3rd and short. One wide receiver out to the far side of the field. It's Simmons. Under center will be Link. Strong left formation. A turn handoff will not be to Larson as Link attempted to take him on his lonesome. He crosses the 30 to the 32-yard line as Butcher is there on the stop, but it's enough for the first down.
So it's going to move the chains, and no hurrying up now. Webb City's going to take their time. They're going to milk as much clock as possible, and they're going to run that triple option all day.
28-13 the score, 10:45 remaining in the third quarter of action. PHS needing a stop early on in this second half in order to attempt to narrow the margin, which is at 15. Link will line up under center. He adjusts his armband. Looks to the right, looks to the left as a blitz is coming from Dylan White on the left side, turning and handing it off right to Henderson. Will be Link. Henderson's quickly shirred up and dropped down to the turf. Joel Kafka does a nice job clamping on to the speedy halfback who had over 100 yards rushing in the first half of action.
And I tell you, that was a important stop by Joel Kafka, because if he would not held on to Henderson right there, Henderson could have been on the other side of the 50-yard line. The play could still possibly be going on. So a great job by Kafka to hang on.
Ball on the 37-yard line. It was a gain of 5 yards. So inside the 35, Link will operate with 2 wide receivers offset towards the far side of the field. Link, with a strong left formation, lines up under center. He hands it off to Larson, who, with the football right in his belly, plows forward as he breaks past one tackle. He's shirred up at the 40-yard line, maybe 41. I think favorable field position will put him at the 41, and that is the case. It's a pickup of 4 yards, setting up a 3rd and short.
Going to need a stop here for your Pittsburgh. You know they're going to continue to ground and pound, so you might bring some more heat, if you will. And we've seen the uptight pressure on the D-backs with the wide receivers. They've just been running press, and it's just basically every man for himself over there.
The three-pronged attack, and Link, Henderson, and Larson awaits the snap. Link takes the snap, handoff to Larson. Larson, no juking, no funny business as he just dives forward for a gain to the 45-yard line, a run of 4.
And we do have a Dragon down on the play.
And positioned currently at the 42-yard line of the Cardinals is Bentley Bokout. And Bokout, a crucial part of this defensive line for the Purple Dragons. Bokout, the 6'2 junior, one of the more prominent defensive starters, and it looks like he is writhing in pain, and it seems to be one of his legs. Again, it's speculation from where we stand in the Webb City press box, as a very amicable sign from both sides, especially credit the Webb City Cardinals, who are currently taking a knee Coach Roderick has done a splendid job coaching up these young men, as it will be Bokout who is helped up, and he will walk off the field under his own power. And how about the Webb City fans who are currently clapping, despite maybe some of the more conflicting plays that has taken place during this contest?
Yeah, when it all comes down to it, it's all about sportsmanship, respect, and how much these two teams do have respect for each other. You might hate each other on the field, but in the end, it's just a game. You got to go out there and have fun. And good to see him finally getting off the field, and then he's heavily favoring that right foot. But again, good to see him off.
First down and 10 from the 45-yard line. The pigskin is placed in between the hash marks on the furthest side of the Cardinals logo. Cardinals offense goes from left to right. It'll be a quick out route caught by Gaskell. Gaskell will quickly make a one cut back inside near the numbers, but then he's swarmed by a Purple Dragon barrage that drops him inside PHS territory at the 44-yard line.
So the one time that PHS does not pressure the wide receivers up front, they throw a quick pass, and that burned them. And so now a first down for Webb City inside Dragon territory.
9-yard pickup for first down and 10. Link will scurry away from Coach Roderick. He has a play in mind and delineates it to his team. Two wide receivers set, one far and near side. It is Kabbalah on the far side. Under center, it will be Link. Larson to the left, Henderson to the right, and it looks like it's a false start, and that was a monstrous, blatant jump by Jake Bay.
Yeah, just a little antsy right there as we saw a blitz on the opposite side. Maybe caught one of their eyes and got him going, so that's just going to push him back 5.
So Bay's early leap pushes the Cardinals back 5 yards. It's a first and 15 from the 48-yard line of the Purple Dragon, so still in enemy territory, and the nemesis in front of the Cardinals is currently trailing by 15 points, and a lot of clock still being scratched off of the scoreboard. Really, the video board, I may correct myself, here at Cardinal Stadium. 8:16 remaining in the third quarter of play, nearly 4 minutes gone. Link will line up under center, one wide receiver towards the far side of the field. Turnaround. It'll be a handoff to Larson. Larson shakes off one defender, shucks off another, and is dropped inside the 45, down at the 43.
So that penalty could have been a blessing for PHS there, as they really needed that one to potentially slow down this Webb City Cardinal offense. And so now it being a 2nd and 10, be expecting the Cardinal offense playbook to be opened up a little bit.
A gain of 5 on the run. Back to the original line of scrimmage for the Cardinals. Two wide receivers set. Gaskell is at the near side of the field, the right side. Taking the snap will be Link. Link fakes it on the option read. He'll fake it to the outside. Butcher misses the first tackle. The second tackle is made by Ty Roark to stop Link at the 35-yard line. That is a pickup of 8 yards, setting up a 3rd and short.
A very big third down. The Dragons need a stop. They've got them third down every time, but they cannot get them as that speed option has been too quick for them. They're going to need this one so they can get some momentum going.
Well, Link already pointing out a defensive player on PHS's side with his left hand as he makes his way to the offensive line. It will be a strong right set, immediate turnaround, handoff to Henderson. Henderson bounces to the outside. He's wrapped up by one defender, 2 defenders. It was an ankle tackle that lasted over 5 minutes. 6:52 remaining in the third quarter of action, 28-13 the score. And sooner rather than later, this PHS defense will become gassed. He slung down at the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play. A good blitz on the right side is Eichenberger, as well as Jordan and Butcher were all there on the stop.
So the counter play for the first time there by Webb City, we haven't seen them run that yet this quarter. Actually got busted up. Great job by PHS as they have expected it and have seen it coming.
Jaden Gallardo back on the field for the Cardinals as he is the furthest wide receiver on the field towards the left side, near the PHS sideline. Link lines up under center. 4 down lineman for the Purple Dragons. It's an option read. Handoff to Larson. Larson quickly swung down at the 28-yard line. It's a pickup, down at the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 6, which will set up a 3rd down and medium situation.
So a big 3rd down. It's about 3rd and 5. This is what the Purple Dragons want. It's not a huge close 3rd down. It's something that will give them some breathing room if they give up a play here. So we'll look to see. You think they're going to throw it here, Cam?
Well, only time will tell. Lining up under center, it will be Link again. Two wide receivers set. Gaskell towards the near side. Link keeps it himself, and he's immediately dragged down. And Link is short of the first down as Jordan was there on the stop. Dylan Jordan has been a superb defensive player the last 2 weeks as he's trying to amp up the Cardinal Pride band section, who are all decked out in their black attire. And now Joel Kafka is trying to raise the roof for the Purple Dragons. And now the Purple Dragon sideline becoming frenzy, and that has propagated into the stands as the cheerleaders are running back and forth on the Webb City Cardinals track, trying to amp up the crowd with signs. 4th down and 3 to go. Gaskell, the tight wide receiver towards the near side. Link, pump fake, looks deep, near side, up in the air. Gaskell has it. He tiptoes along the boundary. He has the catch at the 2-yard line. A beautiful catch by Alex Gaskell that will take the win out of the sails for PHS after they amp up their away crowd. Link will quickly hurry and scurry to the line of scrimmage. It will be a 1 wide receiver set. Gaskell towards the near side of the field. One-on-one coverage as Drew Rolfe comes to cover offset backs. Henderson, one of the backs. Link will take it himself. No, he'll pitch it out to Henderson, who is into the end zone for a touchdown from 3 yards away. Henderson, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the contest.
Just a great job by Webb City. Once you got that first down, you know these guys, like you mentioned, Cameron, they're gassed. They got their hands on their hips. They're worn out. So go ahead and why not just plunge it up right at the middle, and guess who's going to get the ball? It's Henderson. And I tell you what, Cam, one interesting thing I saw on that drive was number 4, Will Larson, walked out the field limping a little bit early on that 4th down.
Perez's kick is up, and it skewers to the left side, and it is no good. 34-13 the score. Now a 3-possession contest, and for the first time in this second half, Chase Curtis and the Purple Dragon offense will take to the field. Following this break, you're listening to the home of PHS Athletics, ESPN 100.7, your sports.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast on names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
Webb City brings a whole new definition to controlling the clock. A 14-play, 75-yard drive that resulted in a 3-yard Henderson touchdown run. Ate up 7 minutes, 2 seconds of the 3rd quarter as Perez sends this one high to the sky. The stanchion lights will guide the football to the 20-yard line where Corbin Jefferson recovers the football, and somehow he's able to dive forward to the 26-yard line, which will bring out Chase Curtis in the PHS offense for the first time in this second half.
And the Purple Dragons here need to get something going. You know, they're down quite a bit now. 21 is the differential. You're going to have to get clicking. You're going to have to go. Probably going to see a lot more passing than running, which has already seen the case, but PHS got to do something here, Cam.
34-13 the score under 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Chase Curtis on an option will juke to the outside. He's at the 25 and finally slugged down at the 27. Curtis had to go back a yard to pick up 2.
Yeah, and we've seen it all night. Chase Curtis looks like he's running about 7 yards a play, and he's gaining nothing out of him. So definitely wearing out on number 18.
It will be a 2nd down and about 8 situation. Chase Curtis back with his cohorts at the 20-yard line as he breaks from the huddle. The Purple Dragons in their white attire going from right to left offensively on your radio dial. It will be a 2 wide receiver set. Sutton towards the near side of the field. Both wide receivers spread out wide. Curtis takes the snap. He rolls to the left, steps up in the pocket. He'll keep it himself. He tucks and runs, and he's tackled from behind, and he's hit from the 30 and carried all the way to the 35-yard line. Whether that was a conducive hit or not, it was still a stop by Elijah Robinson.
Yeah, what a hit by Robinson. And good to see Curtis get up immediately ready to go. But, hey, that's what you need to do if you're Chase Curtis. If you don't see anything, just take off and run. Go get you some yards out of that. And so a big 3rd down for PHS.
And Curtis was put on a dolly and carried 7 yards. He went back another yard or 2 on the bootleg and then had to scurry forward for maybe 1 or 2 yards. Then Robinson carried him the rest of the way. Offset receivers. Deuce formation, near side. Hand off to Brandis Evans. Evans has the first down, but he's immediately chopped down at the knees as he's met by the wood chipper and Rogers.
See what you did there, Cameron. But that was just two trucks going right at it, and one had to win. And that was a good football tackle and a good football play. So now first down for PHS, something they needed, and get some motivation, get this drive going, as they need to score here.
Brandis Evans picks up 4 yards and up for a first down, but time not on the side of the Purple Dragons. Under 3:30 to go in the third quarter, down 21 points. 3 timeouts to each team's name. Offset backfield with a shotgun formation. Deuces offset near side. Brandis Evans breaks one tackle, stays on his feet. He's at the 50, the 45, into Webb City territory. Stopped inside the 45 at the 41-yard line. A gain of 20 yards.
So a great job by Evans as he is now taking the workload as the running back. He powers his way, gets across to the Webb City 50 now territory, and so now PHS knocking on the door.
Brandis Evans, who had netted 10 yards in the first half of action, picks up another 24 yards on the last 2 plays. Shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers set. 3 towards the near side of the field. Taking the snap is Curtis. He looks left immediately, checks down to his second option. He rolls out of the pocket, throws it to the flat. Drew Rolf's unable to bring it in. He's hit after the fact, but it's not a malicious hit, and Rolfs will just roll off of the hit. Cade Hicks on the stop and in coverage.
And you see Curtis had nobody, and then he wanted to take off, but guess who was right there to cause problems for him? It was Elijah Robinson, and Robinson was not going to let him get to the outside. So good idea by Chase Curtis by throwing it to, technically threw it out of bounds, but looking at Rolfs.
Landon Conrad exits the ball game. He is being subbed out as Dylan White, and he is lined up towards the far side of the field. He's standing on the 4 of the 40-yard line. Ball's on the right hash. Ready for the snap is Curtis. He takes the snap. He steps 3 hash marks back. He'll take a shot right side of the field. Underthrown and nearly intercepted at the 17-yard line. The play falls incomplete, setting up a third down.
So what Webb City did there on that play is they only pass rushed 3 guys, and then all 8 were back there defending it. So it's tough for Chase Curtis to find one man against 8 different guys.
In a pro-style offense that PHS runs simultaneously with their I formations and then some of their other college-style packages, sometimes does not pay off, and the Cardinals have done a good job getting a break on the wide receivers for this PHS team. Purple Dragons, a 3rd down and 10. Curtis takes the snap. Pressure comes. Delivers a strike that falls incomplete as he tried to snipe it over the middle to Ty Cicero, but it was a congregation of Webb City Cardinals there to slap the football down and bring up a 4th down and 10 from the 40-yard line.
There was just a bunch of Cardinals that got to Chase Curtis right there as he actually took a shot, and Curtis actually did not have the ball in his hands whenever he was almost getting hit, so he had to gather it quickly and throw this thing away. And so on a 4th down, it looks like the Purple Dragons are going to punt this thing away.
2:37 to go in the third quarter of action. 34-13 is the score. PHS trails. Snap goes to Curtis, rugby style. No, he'll fake it. He'll quickly throw it to Brandis Evans. Evans escapes one tackle. He'll jump back inside. He's inside the hash marks at the 25. Dives forward as he lowers his shoulders. He's at the 21-yard line, enough for a first down. A gain of 19 on the fake. And that's why Coach Nicholson keeps Chase Curtis out there during punting formation. Brandis Evans just started to flare out from the left side of the special teams unit line, caught the football, maneuvered in between the hash marks, broke one tackle, lowered his shoulder, and carried himself forward for an additional 2 to 3 yards. Ball is officially placed at the 22, so ultimately it's a gain of 18. Just forward maybe to the 18-yard line, and a correction it is.
I kind of saw it coming. I didn't see it coming. Interesting there, but a good job. And so now a 2nd down, and you're knocking on the door. You're getting closer and closer every time.
Avi with the press box analysis. Dylan Jordan lines up as a wideout towards the far side of the field. Brandis Evans, the fullback from the I formation. It'll be Curtis taking a shot. Back of the end zone. Jump ball attempt falls incomplete. Good coverage on the play by the Webb City Cardinals as they had a one-on-one situation. Curtis just overthrowing Jordan in the recesses of the end zone.
And, there's nothing you can do there. Just lob it up, one-on-one action, just see who's going to come down with it. But now with not that much field left for PHS, the playbook condenses a little bit. You can't spread the field as much as you will, as Webb City has done a great job stopping the passing play. So interesting to see what PHS calls.
And Avi, you would think on the Aker and Evans, Curtis tries to keep his balance as he passes the 20 to the 15-yard line, and it looks like he may have been pushed out of bounds / slid out of bounds at the 13. It's very close. The official standing right in between the 14 and 13-yard line. He'll position the football at the 13. That's a pickup of 5, which would set up a 4th and 1.
Yeah, good job by Curtis. He could have slid and took the 4th down, but he fought for that one to try to get the 1st down. You see Curtis a little bit slow to get to the huddle there, so he's a little winded right now. But this is a very, very important 4th down for both sides. PHS needs this more than anything.
The Cardinal Stadium home section press box absolutely quaking at its foundation. Curtis on a 4th and 1. Ready for the snap. He'll fake it to Brandis Evans. He'll keep it himself. He turns the legs forward. He has enough for a 1st down as he's inside the 10-yard line of the Cardinals. A 1st and goal scenario now for the Purple Dragons with 1:11 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Man, I tell you, that play was actually busted up on that fullback dive. Good job on the read option by Chase Curtis, because that was going to be a 4th down stop, and that was going to be Webb City football, but instead it's going to be a 1st down inside the 10-yard line for Pittsburgh.
34-13 the score. The Cardinals have the lead currently as they have scored on 4 straight possessions following PHS's 13-7 early lead. Curtis turns around. He'll hand it off to Evans. Evans is wrapped up around the hips and then slung down to the turf. Evans, a pick of 2 yards on the run, sets up a 2nd down and goal.
But one thing that you and I are both looking at, Cameron, is that clock is continuing to wind down under a minute now. So PHS, even though they're driving, they're taking up a lot of clock.
34 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. The offensive drive for the Purple Dragons started with 4:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter of action. So nearly 4-5 minutes gone by. Curtis quickly trying to audible on the play as he barks to the right side of his offensive line. Evans repositioned himself directly behind Curtis. Curtis takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Evans, and Evans is uplifted, uprooted, and slammed back down home. It will be a 3rd and goal situation as the 3rd quarter comes to a close. The score 34-13. The Purple Dragons grasping at straws at a humongous and imperative situation coming up after the break. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters.
Marone's Food Service Incorporated wishes the best of luck to all area athletic teams this season. It has been their pleasure to provide great quality food products to area schools, colleges, and universities in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. Marone's Food Service is proud to be a 4th-generation family-owned and operated business with over 80 years of service to their customers, employees, families, and communities. Good luck to all area teams from Marone's.
If you're in the mood for shopping, visit Pittsburgh's Meadowbrook Mall. Pittsburgh's original one-stop shopping center has a lot to offer. A great variety of clothing and shoes for the whole family, a large selection of gifts, sporting goods, events, and entertainment, plus terrific places to eat, and you can enjoy the newest movies in 8 theaters. Shop the comfortable and convenient atmosphere at Pittsburgh's Meadowbrook Mall. There's always something happening at Pittsburgh's Meadowbrook Mall.
Now back to Dragon football.
We're looking back to Cardinal Stadium in Webb City, Missouri. The Pittsburgh High Purple Dragons on the road taking on the 4-0 Cardinals alongside Avi Sharma, Keith Adkins, Shelby White back at our KSHQ studios. I'm Cam Molina. Following this matchup, make sure to stick around for the Campus Bookstore Scoreboard Show hosted by Shelby White as we will give you updates from around the 4-state area. It's a 3rd and goal situation. Curtis will line up under center. Power versus power situation. Curtis will keep it himself. He tries to dunk past 2 Cardinals defenders. It is dragged down to the 3-yard line, bringing up a 4th and goal.
All right, so a 4th and goal for PHS and nothing doing there, as they are just jamming the box. There was all 11 guys for each team right there. And I tell you what, Cam, if that comes to happen again, I got to say the advantage goes to the Cardinals.
34-13 the score. The Cardinals have an opportunity on their own doorstep to lock down the Purple Dragons here. 2 wide receivers set, 2 towards the far side. Dylan White, the furthest receiver, with Evans and Long in the backfield. Curtis under pressure. He'll roll left. Flag on the play. Curtis keeps his footing. He dives into the end zone. He's met by a blockade of Cardinals that hold him up at the 1-yard line. A diving stop as Curtis was attempting to stretch into the end zone to stop the senior quarterback at the 1-yard line. There is a flag on the play at the 8-yard line. It is a holding on the Purple Dragons, so it was all for naught. The Cardinals will deny, and the defensive line for the Webb City Cardinals are in mid-season form and could be potentially the best in the state of Missouri.
And Cameron, I got to tell you, that was one heck of a play by Chase Curtis. Man, that looked like it had to hurt as he bounced off several players to continue to try to get in the end zone. But, man, you couldn't say it any better. Just an amazing defensive stand by Webb City.
So from their own 2-yard line, the Cardinals will take possession. And typically when you are in your own end zone, if you will, you tend to turn to your ground attack. And so far, the ground attack for this Cardinals team has been the catalyst for their success. Under center will be Link. He has Henderson in the backfield, as well as Jacob Gettings, as Larson has been injured. Link will take a fadeaway toss-up in the air. It's intercepted by Ty Roark, the PHS safety, and the Purple Dragon safety / second-string quarterback is pushed out at the 5-yard line. Link threw up a lame dunk. Roark set up underneath it. He had a chance to sit in his study and read a book during that whole time the football was in the air. Took it almost all the way back to the house. An excellent field position again for the Purple Dragons as they have an opportunity to strike once again a 1st and goal situation from officially the 6-yard line.
Cam, I'm not sure I agree with that play call right there. I mean, you got the 2 best running backs in the game right now just doing work. Why not continue to ground and pound? But here we go. Let's see what Chase Curtis and company can do as a redemption here on 1st and goal.
Curtis lines up under center, turns around, hand off to Evans. Again, he shakes off one tackle. He scurries forward as he keeps chugging forward. He's dropped at the 2-yard line. A pickup of 4 on the run. Time continues to trickle away. We are under 10:45 remaining in this contest. 34-13, the score. Dragons trail.
Man, Evans just won't go down. Man, he was trying to do everything he can to get into that end zone. Good job right there. And so now it's a 2nd and 2. This is getting more intense, Cameron.
As you said, the anxiety-driven night for PHS and Webb City fans continue as we are in the early goings of the 4th quarter. Curtis lines up under center. He turns around, handoff to Evans, going with the power running scheme again, and Evans is stood up once more. Coach Nicholson not deviating from the power running style.
And I told you, Cam, I just don't think the PHS could win that battle. That's just a battle that is too tough, even at the 2-yard line for the Purple Dragons. And you got to spread the field here. You got to get these guys a little bit roomed out, if you will.
So the Purple Dragons attempting, as you said, Avi, to space out this defense of the Cardinals. It's a 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Cardinals fans stomping their feet. Vibration can be felt in the press box. Curtis on a pitch. Deep is Corbin Jefferson. He's wrapped up by the 2. Spins and tries to stretch out for the end zone. It looks like he's at the half-yard line. So again, it's power versus power. Resolve versus resolve. The Purple Dragons, with a 4th and goal from the 1-yard line, have a chance just to make it a 2-possession contest.
I have no idea what to run right here, Cameron. I would run a quarterback bootleg. That would be my call here. Stay away from the strong side of the field. Get to the outside. Let Chase Curtis win the one-on-one battles because he can do that.
Sutton will stretch out the defense as one quarterback is against him at the far side of the field. Curtis takes the snap. He'll roll. Tries to stretch out for the end zone. He may have been stopped. There is no signal
He
yet.
is stopped.
And it was stopped again. The Webb City Cardinals, not once, but twice, within a 3-minute span, have locked down the Purple Dragons inside of their own 5-yard line. Chase Curtis and the Pittsburg High Purple Dragons, coached by Tom Nicholson, have yet again failed the score in the perfect, pristine opportunity.
Wow. So an interesting 8 plays for PHS right now, as they are unsuccessful yet again in the red zone. But now here's a 1st down for Webb City. I don't think we're going to see a pass play again, Cam. I think they're just going to milk some more clock.
7 seconds on the play clock. Quickly lines up under center. He has Henderson in the backfield with Gettings again. A handoff to Henderson. Henderson breaks past one defender. He continues to drive forward, and he trolleys to the 8-yard line, maybe 7-yard line actually, and then is forced down. A pickup of 6 yards, setting up a 2nd and 4.
And Jarek Butcher and a couple other Dragons a little bit slow to get up. But again, Cam, something else here. Will Larson is again not out on the field for Webb City. So not sure if there's a injury for Larson. But again, he's not on the field. So be expecting Henderson to take the load.
Quick turnaround, Link hands off to Gettings, and Gettings is dropped at the 9-yard line after a pickup of 1 yard. It's a 3rd and short situation now for the Cardinals, who quickly tried to reorganize themselves and regroup at the offensive line of scrimmage.
It's going to be a 1st and 10. They're going to move the chains. And so looks like a stoppage on the field for a second.
Well, I beg your pardon. As you said, Avi, it is a 1st down and 10. The ball is placed at the 14-yard line, excuse me. It looks like I was blocked by our window in front of us, but it is a 1st down and 10 for the 14-yard line. 8:06 remaining in the contest. 34-13 is the score. The Cardinals lead. Offset backs in the backfield. Quick turnaround. Hand off to Henderson. He has a seam on the left side of the offensive line, and he plunges forward to the 25-yard line for a gain of 11 yards.
We've seen it all night. Henderson gets the ball. He's going to get positive yards no matter what happens. And just like that, another 1st down, and Cam, they're just going to milk all the clock they can.
And if it is any indication, the very first drive of this first half, Webb City had the football from their own 25-yard line. How about shaving off over 7 minutes on a 75-yard touchdown drive? This team has the capability to milk the rest of the clock, and that's at 7:30 currently. Under center is Link. 2 wide receivers set. Play clock at 2. Link quickly turns around. Hand off this time to Gettings. Gettings breaks a tackle. He's riding down the left hashes. He's at the 30. He has to beat Jelani Long as he's weaving back to the 5. And a touchdown saving tackle made by Jelani Long at the 3-yard line.
Wow. Heck of an effort by Jelani Long to go chase him down. You know, the game might be closing away from PHS, but you know, you got to give credit to Jelani Long not giving up on the play.
It was a 73-yard run that puts the Webb City Cardinals in a 1st and goal situation from PHS's 3-yard line. Link will line up under center. Awaits the snap. Turnaround. Handoff is to Getting. Might as well feed the man who just broke off a 70-plus yard run, but he is quickly stifled at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
And I think Webb City is going to give Gettings the ball the rest of this drive, you know, get the senior in the end zone, as he has not played much tonight, but now that he's in, you know, why not give it to him? Henderson's carried most of the workload. Now just give it to him.
1 wide receiver towards the far side of the field is Gaskell. Link will line up under center. Again, he has Gettings and Henderson in the backfield. Quick turnaround. Link loses the football. It is loose, and it appears that Link has recovered, but it was Brett Wiemers who nearly made a play in his own red zone to scoop up the football and potentially take it back to the house or give the offense another shot at scoring. So it's a loss on the play of 2 yards, and it's a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line.
You know, I think if you're PHS, you know, just keep him out of this end zone right now. Get yourself some confidence here as potentially the clock continues to wind down, so it's not looking good for them.
And much like PHS, this is 4-down territory for Webb City where they can put the nail in the coffin. Link keeps it himself. A pitch to the outside. Henderson cuts back, and he drives to the 5-yard line, back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a good defensive stop right there. You got to applaud PHS, you know. And I don't know, you know, like you said, this has got to be 4-down territory. You gotta get in the end zone, finish this thing if you're Webb City. But I don't know what to run. They got to run that speed option.
Well, even more so, Avi, you continue to waste more clock. You could take the field goal, and that makes it 37-13 if Perez knocks it through. But you can probably run off more clock this way. Link lines up under center, 1 wide out towards the far side of the field. Gettings and Henderson in the backfield. Link fakes the throw. He continues to roll right, looks left, throws. Ball is intercepted in the end zone by Drew Rolfs, so it will be a touchback. Link throws his 3rd pick of the contest, and the Purple Dragon offense comes out onto the field with 5:10 remaining. down 21 points.
Hate to correct you, Cam. That's his 4th interception this game.
Excuse me.
That is absolutely crazy. You know, you think 4 interceptions, your team's got to have the lead, but that's a good defensive stand on a 4th and goal by Drew Rolfs and company.
So 4 interceptions thrown by Link in this contest, and PHS will take over from their own 20-yard line with 5:10 remaining in the contest. A lot of work to do in a short amount of time. Still 3 timeouts for both teams. Curtis will line up under center. Deep back is Jelani Long. Curtis turns around, hand up to Long. Long jukes forward inside, and he's dropped at the 25, call it 26-yard line. And a correction, it is Corbin Jefferson who rushed for 6 yards on the carry.
So, got to hurry up if you're PHS here. Not sure why they're still huddling. There's not enough time to do that as a 4:50 and counting.
Well, Chase Curtis leisurely strolling back into the huddle. It was a jaunt to talk with Coach Nicholson on the far sideline where the PHS coaching staff is at, right back to the huddle. And with 4:30 to go, the Purple Dragons are going to have to turn it on. 4 wide receiver set, trips towards the near side. Curtis looks right, continues to roll right, looks deep, takes a shot deep. Ball is up in the air, jump ball nearly picked off.
I'll tell you, Chase Curtis had to throw that thing up because he's on the ground right now because he took a hit from Elijah Robinson. He tried setting his feet and just firing that thing, and he couldn't do it in time.
Well, that was about a 40-yard pass from Curtis on the run, not getting his feet squared. He has an arm, and he has the ability to make those throws. It's just his offensive line providing adequate time for him to execute those plays.
And that's something we talked about, Cameron. Can this offensive line hold their ground against this stout defense of Webb City? And they have a couple times, but most of the time it's been Webb City's advantage.
Purple Dragons, 54 points scored last week, only 13 in this contest. Delayed handoff is to Corbin Jefferson again as he trolleys past the 35 to the 37-yard line for a gain of 11 and a first down.
Good run by Jefferson right there as he, late, as you mentioned, delayed halfback draw, getting him the first down. So a little bit of hop in the step here for PHS.
First down and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Ball is spotted in between the hash mark, but favors more towards the right hash mark as the PHS offense is going from left to right on your radio dial. Under center is Curtis. He looks left, quickly pitches to the outside. It is Corbin Jefferson again. He tries to skulk past a herd of Cardinals and is finally wrapped up inside of the 35 at the 37-yard line for a 1-yard gain.
So, Cam, we're not seeing too much hurry up by PHS. I don't know if they're just trying to get some of these younger guys in, get them some repetition on some newer plays against this strong Webb City defense.
Well, next week, PHS is on the road as they will take on the Fort Scott Tigers. Again, another SEK former opponent. PHS once a part of the SEK league prior to becoming independent. Delay handoff again. Corbin Jefferson up the middle and to the 39-yard line for a 3-yard gain, which will bring up third down and maybe 6.
Third and 6, clock continuing to run here.
Rogers subs off for the Cardinals. Also making his way off the field is Javis Berlin. Curtis comes out the shotgun formation. He has a 3 wide receiver set. 1 receiver offset towards the far side of the field. In motion is Dylan Jordan. Stepping up is Curtis. Curtis passes the first down marker. No, he does not. He is actually forced back at the 42-yard line, and a late flag comes in. Curtis looked like he slid forward. I'm not sure if he was all the way down, but this could be called a late hit.
Regardless if a quarterback is given up on the play, you cannot hit the defenseless player, and so that will be a 15-yard penalty.
So the officials congregating at the 40-yard line, still discussing the play, and it is an unnecessary roughness call. It will be a 15-yard penalty that pushes the football into Cardinals territory. Clock stops with 2:42 to go. PHS trails by 21 points in the twilight of this ball game, and it looks like the Dragons will suffer their first loss of the season. Avi, this team started off with a bang. It was a 57-yard completion to Sutton that resulted in a 1-yard rushing touchdown from Curtis, and then the next offensive drive, it was a 61-yard touchdown to Dylan White. But since then, it has been nothing but the Cardinals offense having their way with the defense. Handoff is up the middle to Crispin Von Winkelpleck, who crosses the 40-yard line to the 39-yard line at the Cardinals. 2:20 left in the ballgame.
You know, Cam, we mentioned that how they were on a hot start. You know, that they're playing a great team. So, you know, they're going to take the loss tonight. But, you know, they played very well. They had some mistakes, but they did a lot of good things that they can learn from and move on from this. You know, I got to say they played very well tonight.
34-13 the score, under 2 minutes remaining in the contest. I formation. Curtis motions over Crispin von Winkelpleck. Curtis fakes the pass fakes the pitch and then throws over the middle to Ty Cicero, but the pass falls incomplete as it was broken up.
Yeah, he actually threw right at a Webb City player, almost resulting in an interception. And so now it's going to be a 3rd and 5 for PHS.
Purple Dragons will bring right back out Chase Curtis. 3rd down and 5 from the 39-yard line of the Cardinals with 1:48 remaining in the contest. Gromer will line up over the football. Offset halfbacks in the backfield from the shotgun formation. Curtis awaits the snap with 2 wide receivers towards the near side of the late handoff to Crispin von Winkelpleck. He tries to bat off a few Cardinals, but is finally dropped at the 35-yard line after a pickup of 4 yards, a 4th down and 1.
You know, I got to say, you know, why not? Minute 33 on the clock. Just go for it. See what you can do. Get it. Regardless, it's not going to impact the results of this game.
Curtis will quickly hurry to the huddle. And as he swiftly relays the play, Landon Conrad will step off to the PHS sideline with 1:14 remaining in the contest. Curtis will line up under center. He slaps his helmet with both hands. 2 wide receivers set. Curtis awaits the snap. Turnaround. Handoff. Crispin von Winkelpleck tumbles forward for a 1st down. A minute to go in the ball game, and I doubt Coach Nicholson will attempt a shot deep. It may be just to run out the clock, chalk this up as a loss. Go back to the drawing board and prepare next week for the Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good job right there to get the 1st down, but, you know, 50 seconds left. You know, they're in no hurry. They're going to call this thing as they're just bunching up, running the I formation.
Curtis lines up under center, slaps his helmet again with both hands. Quick pitch to the outside. Corbin Jefferson evades 1 defender, but is wrapped down by the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Cardinal. And it was Braden Bond, the initial tackler, 6'2", 175-pound sophomore.
And we might have to see one more play. It really just depends if the referee gets his whistle off. He does not, Cam, so the Dragons do not have to run a play here if they don't want to, but Curtis is jogging on the field like they're going to.
So this just may be one last shot at the end zone. I know I'd said Coach Nicholson may not take an attempt, but it's a 2 wide receiver set towards the far side of the field. Curtis lines up under center. Quick handoff. Von Winkelpleck mushes forward, but he's chopped down at the 24-yard line, and that will end the contest as the Webb City Cardinals jump to 5-0 on the season. It was a chippy first half of action, but towards the 2nd quarter into the 3rd quarter, the Cardinals controlled every aspect of this ball game, and Webb City prevails 34-13 to down the Purple Dragons twice in 2 years. And John Roderick now 11-2 all-time against the Pittsburg High Purple Dragons in the all-time series, now favoring Webb City. 14 wins in the name of the Cardinals. We will step aside here on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters, for 2 minutes, bring you back some final statistics and analysis, potentially bring up head coach for the Purple Dragons and Tom Nicholson, and then we'll send it to the Campus Bookstore Scoreboard Show, where Shelby White is back at our KSHQ studio. Don't go anywhere. More action from Webb City, Missouri, right after this.
Welcome to Orthopedic Specialist of the 4 States. Neck to toe, the largest and most comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care group and facility in the region. Only minutes from downtown Joplin. Unlike the hospital system, Ortho 4 States was founded and is operated by board-certified and fellowship-trained orthopedic doctors and surgeons, focused on a mission to restore patients' quality of life and eliminate the pain and suffering caused by injuries and disorders of the spine and joints. Uniquely structured to cater to patient benefit, convenience, and choice, Ortho 4 States doctors, physical therapists, physician assistants, and nurse practitioners all work together to provide compassionate and very personalized care, but with state-of-the-art orthopedic techniques, equipment, and a facility only expected to be found in major cities. Orthopedic Specialist of the 4 States, bringing personalized, world-class orthopedic care to the 4-state area.
Thank you, Ortho 4 States, for fixing my spine and letting me cheer again.
Advanced technology, comprehensive quality care. That's Canar Eye Care.
We have the newest technology, but we never lose sight of what's most important, our patients. Eye care has changed dramatically in recent years, and we've been there for you every step of the way. At Canar Eye Care, patients spend time with doctors. Total eye care from contact lenses, including bifocal contacts, treatment of disease, and surgical co-management. Canar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Since 1945, Tri-State Building has been helping build the four-state area, providing quality construction services and dependability at competitive prices. Tri-State Building has a reputation as a general contractor and an authorized Butler builder, which holds experience, quality, and reliability above all other considerations. Tri-State Building has built a multitude of projects and is your full-service design build contractor that can take you from concept to grand opening. For an honest and proven contractor, call us, Tri-State Building.
Now back to Dragon football.
Campus Bookstore, Scoreboard Shore.
It's game time all across the 4 states, and Frank Fletcher Toy